Mhm. And good morning, everybody. Great to have you back here again for another morning of comic book memories. As you can see, I am flying solo again today. Shannon is off spending some family time. So congratulations to him, and I hope they're having a great time when he gets to see that. We miss you already. We miss you 2 weeks. But he wanted me to make sure to tell everybody, no, he is not abandoning the show. He is just taking he's been busy with the music gig. And then this week, he just needed a break from everything. So he's getting together with the missus, and they're going to have some fun. And we're going to have some fun right here this morning, hopefully. So like I always say, you guys got to put up with me for another 2.5 hours or so. So, but hopefully we'll have some fun. And I'll keep you entertained, and we'll see some cool books. That's for sure. And a lot of great conversation with you guys. So thank you so much again for spending your Saturday here. Appreciate it, man. So why don't we just bring right in the Peanut Gallery and get this shindig started? Here we go.
The Peanut Gallery's on the run. We got the comics, you bring the fun. Saturday morning, time to cheer. Man, we're glad you're here. North, south, east, and west, Peanut Gallery, you're the best. All our friends, both far and near. Man, we're glad you're here.
And welcome to the Peanut Gallery. Glad to have you with us today. As always, you guys make the show, like I always say, and Shannon says the same thing. So, and I'd like to know what just happened. Okay. For some reason now, I don't know what you guys are seeing, but I have, let's see here. On. I don't know what's going on now. Okay. We're having fun. All right. Let's see. And well, maybe it's my mouse died. I'm not sure. Hold on, gang. It wouldn't be a show without technical difficulties. I hope you guys are still seeing me. Either that or somebody likes messing with me. That's all. Oh. There we go. Nope. For some reason, it keeps going back to this. Yeah. I don't know why I'm in the settings. Doggone it. Well. I don't know if you guys can see or even hear me. For some reason, things aren't going right. And oh, let's try something else. Ugh. Let's see. How do I get in there? Ugh. Oh, I don't know why it's doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. Can you guys hear me now? Still no sound? Now it's good. Okay. Everybody can hear me? All right. Let's see. I got a mess here now. So, all right. Holy cow. All right. Well, thank you for putting up with us, putting up with me. I don't know. I think my old computer that I've always been using here for the last year and a half to 2 years, I think it finally just died. So I had to go run upstairs, get my new laptop, bring that down, and set that all up. So, and of course, nothing ever works right for me anyway when it comes to electronics. So, all right. So we are back. Let's see here. Now, I think, didn't I? Man, there's a whole lot. I'm gonna wind up skipping a lot of the technical stuff, and we'll just get to the comics and everything. I'm going to do all our usual stuff, so we're going to start right off with Anthony Perdue. So, and let's hope that when I first got on here, none of my media assets were available to me. So I was really panicking. So I should have known something was going to happen then. But anyway, let's start off with Anthony Perdue. Alrighty. We got Anthony Perdue. He's back once again with a great childhood memory he's going to share with us. Let's see what he says. He says, "Good morning, Peanut Peers. Pop culture dinner in the early 1980s where a paying member of a nostalgia club could attend an awards dinner and sit at a table with a celebrity." Oh. He says, "My invitation came late, so the more famous celebrities had already been paired off with Nostalgia Club members." But who did you get, Anthony? Adam West, Ray Bradbury, Tim Burton, Forrest J. Ackerman were among the top celebrities. Oh, wow. Great field. I wasn't disappointed because the person I was interested in sitting with and conversing with was Kurt, I'm going to kill this name, Siodmak. Excuse me. The man who wrote the Universal Wolfman films. Lon Chaney as Larry Talbot, the Wolfman. My favorite monster series, he says. Oh, cool beans. Mr. Siodmak fell ill, so my substitute celebrity was Frank Brees, who, much to my joy, was a veteran of old-time radio show actor. He had been a main character on the comic strip-based series Our Boarding House, and he had worked with Orson Welles, among other top radio legends. Not only that, but many of the other attending celebrities knew him and came over to our table to chat with him. Wow. Mr. Brees would introduce me and include me in the conversation he had with those other celebrities. Awesome. I attended a most enjoyable pop culture dinner. It sounds like it. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Who else did you get to meet with Mr. Brees? Did you get to meet like Adam West? Because I would have liked to have met Adam West. I think that would have been interesting. A lot of fun. So that is a great story. Again, thank you so much, Anthony. Always look forward to your stories, man. Thank you so much. He says, Teddy says hi to all his friends, and we'll catch the replay. Take care, everyone. Well, thank you again, Anthony. Always look forward to it and appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thank you for hanging out with us this morning for a little bit anyway, and we'll see you on the rewind. All right. And we know what comes. Whoops. I got a couple people here that are snuck in, so we want to welcome them. A couple of you, well, we got one usual here. Eric K. How you doing, Eric? Great to have you with us once again, my friend. He says, hello from Heroes Con. Oh, that's right, you're in Heroes Con. He says, to Rod, Shannon, and the Peanut Gallery, day one was very fruitful. I am looking forward to finding some more treasures today. Awesome. I think I did see a text from you. I just haven't gotten to read them. You and Shannon, I think, were texting back and forth. And I think he sent some pictures. So I'm going to check those pictures out, my friend. So here's happy hunting to you today up there down there at Heroes Con. Hope you pick up some great gems for your personal collection. I'm sure you will, and I'm sure you'll share them with everybody. So, cool beans. Thank you, Eric. Have fun. And then we got Kim Bingham. Kim, I think you're a first-time person in the Peanut Gallery. Welcome aboard. Great to have you with us. Hope your Saturday's going well. She says, I am so excited. I wonder what will happen there. Oh, are you at the Heroes Con too? Or you just wonder what's going to happen here? Because you've already seen the way it goes. It could be a good day, could be a bad day. But so far, we're starting off on the left foot, I think, here. So, but great to have you with us, Kim. Thank you so much for spending part of your Saturday with us. Always appreciate it. And Easy Comic Reader. Oh, you know what that means. Hold on. Here we go. All right, that means we got another song from Easy Comic Reader. He says, good morning, everyone. He's saying, he's waving. And he's got the sunshine out there in sunny South Texas, all the way from the streets of Bakersfield, some good old Buck Owens, to the tune of Act Naturally. Oh, that's a classic. All right, well, we're going to give it our best shot here. Me, you. All right, let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to show something groovy. They're gonna have something cool to see. We'll make a few comments in the Peanut Gallery. And all I gotta do is watch Comic Book Memories. There we go. Awesome, man. Love it. Great job as always, Mike. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Easy. Always look forward to your musical stylings. So glad. Hope I did you proud, brother. Hope I did you proud. So thank you so much, as always, for your contributions. We look forward to it every week. Thank you so much. All right. Does anybody have an update on Maranya? As far as how's her internet going? Is she still knocked out, incommunicado? Just let me know, and I'll probably see it in about an hour. So, all right, but we're gonna try and squeeze through the Peanut Gallery. The comments about the technical stuff that went wrong, I'm gonna bypass those, and we're gonna get right to the meat of stuff. The comics and what you guys think about today, and what's going on. So, all right. Next up in the Peanut Gallery, we got the Professor. How you doing, Eric? Thank you so much for being here, buddy. He says, here we go. Usually leave this up to Shannon, but here we go. Hello. Oh, great to have you with us once again, Professor. And I Am One of Us is here. How you doing, I Am One of Us? He says, hello, Rod, Shannon, Eric Breen, and good morning to all the peanuts. And good morning to you, sir. Hope your Saturday's going well today. Up here, we got plenty of sunshine today. It's a great Saturday. Hence the reason I'm wearing the sunshiny shirt here. That and of course, a little tribute to my favorite, one of my favorite wrestlers, Superstar Billy Graham. Superstar Billy Graham Daddy. It sounded more like Dusty Rhodes than Billy Superstar Graham. But anyway, so great to have you with us, I Am One of Us. We're going to show some comics here soon, so everybody just hold on. We got Missing Mars, Double M. How you doing, man? He says, Eric, he's saying hi to Eric, Kim, Easy, Mr. Breen. I Am One of Us. Good morning to everybody, and a good morning to you, sir. Hope everything's going well. Hope you're having a great Saturday so far. Great to see you here. And Scotty Z70 is with us once again. Blast off, he says. Yeah. Yeah, well, we blasted off, but I think I might have crashed on the launch pad today. Holy mackerel. It's been a trying morning, but we got through it. We're here. We're going to show some comics. Going to have some fun anyway. How about that? All right. I Am One of Us saying, Missing Mars, hi and good morning. And Eric Breen says, I got excited for a second. I thought we were going to watch an old Spider-Man cartoon. Yeah. Come on now. When it does take you back when you see that in color thing, right? That little blurb. Dun, 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 dun. I remember that, man. And it was such a welcome audio cue when used to be watching Saturday morning cartoons during, like, I think it was 67, 68. And it was just like, when you heard that, it's like, yes, it's time for some Spider-Man. And then I think it was Fantastic Four came on right after that. So it was like a boom, boom, 1-2 punch. Man, Saturday mornings were great as a kid growing up. They truly were a sacred time for a kid. You know, Saturday mornings, that was set aside for kids, you know. And we got to watch some of the greatest cartoons. And I mean, they're still making some good cartoons and everything. But you always have this nostalgic love, romantic notions about those cartoons you grew up with, those first cartoons you saw and whatnot. Most of the time they're good, I think. But so for me, those, 66, 67, 1968, those were my favorite cartoon years. There was plenty of great cartoons that came after that. So I don't want anybody to think I'm, poo-pooing what came out. No. It's just those are on a different level for me. Those are like top of the line for me. Those Hanna-Barberas and the Spider-Mans and even stuff like King Kong and stuff like that. Those were great cartoons. But man, them Hanna-Barbera cartoons, it's like Birdman. I mean, come on. It's great stuff. Great stuff. So, all right. Let's see. What else is going on? Scotty Z70 says, is Exiles a good comic to collect and read? For me, I picked up a few of the original Exiles by Marvel. When they would travel, I liked the concept of when they would travel and just kind of pop up at some point in Marvel's history, and they would like interact with what was going on then. Like at one point they meet up with the Maestro and stuff like that. So I do have probably about a dozen of the Exiles. I didn't collect the series, the entire run or anything, but I enjoyed those stories. I have to admit, I enjoyed those stories. I really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, I mean, I think they'd be worth it. get a couple of them, test the waters, see what you think. What's the worst you did? You maybe lost a couple of bucks, on dollar bin books, because I don't think there's any that are really pricey or anything like that. So yeah, Scotty, I would say give it a shot. Let's see what the rest of the Peanut Gallery says. Let Scotty know what you think of the Exiles. And the Jackson Roykirk, he says, hello. How you doing, Jackson? Great to have you with us once again. It was just I replied to your Instagram message that you sent me. Thank you so much for that. I appreciated that more than you know, my friend. So thank you so much. Just wonderful, and it's always great to have you here. And we know you and the professor. I'm sure there'll be some conversation going on there. So great to have you with us, Jackson. Oh, and one of the legends, yes, sir, Dr. Von Chilla. How you doing, Dr. Von Chilla? John, great to see you in the Peanut Gallery once again, my friend. He says, howdy, y'all. Waiting for Patrick, Luther Manning, to knock on my back door, all the way from Rochester, New York, to Middletown, Pennsylvania. We'll check in shortly. Cool beans. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, please do. So, always great to see the doctor in the Peanut Gallery. Alrighty, Missing Mars says, Scotty and Jackson, hello. And Michael Taylor says, good morning to Doc and fellow chatters, and a good morning to you, Michael. Always great to see you in the Peanut Gallery, my friend. Thank you so much for spending another Saturday with us. I think, are you going to be on line duty this morning? Because I looked down through, but I didn't see Maranya. And I was waiting to get an update on how she's doing with the internet issue and stuff like that. So if anybody knows, please share the information with us. So, but great to see you, Michael. And Scotty says Generation X, Quasar, Nova Volume 2, and Mutant X. I have been sorting my comics and pulling these titles. They look like I need to read them. What do y'all think? The only ones I have, you said Nova was Volume 2. I got Nova Volume 1. I'm still collecting, piecing together. I enjoyed Volume 1. Quasar, I have some of. I don't think I have the run, though. And I enjoyed both of those. So I can't speak for Volume 2 of Nova because I have no idea what was involved in Nova 2. But again, just check them out, peek through them, see what you think. You never know. You might find something you really, really enjoy and want to go collect some more. The Jackson Roykirk says, we see everything fine on our end. Okay, this is when it starts with the technical things, must be. So let's see. All right. I am one of us. We're seeing you. Okay. And Jason. Hey, Jason. How you doing, brother? He says, good morning to all and good morning to you, sir. Hope everything's going well out there in sunshiny Rochester today. He says, yes, Scotty. All but Generation X. He's given his opinion on those books, Scotty. So there you go. Scotty says, you're in the settings because, okay. All righty. And Missing Mars, he's having a laugh. Yeah, I know there's not much you can do but just laugh at me when these things happen. It's just, man, I'm telling you. And he also said, can hear but no pick. Okay. And Scotty, intermission, grab a snack. And yeah. And Jack says, you do the hot Mars. Diabetic Superman is with us. How you doing, DS? Great to have you once again in the Peanut Gallery. He said, morning, everybody, and morning to you. Hope all is going well. Scotty says, wow, that's 80s looking. And Scotty says, short show. Yeah, it was just about a short show. If I couldn't get it working, I was so afraid to get totally out of StreamYard because I thought it might end the stream. So I wanted to get my my other computer on and get me in on my new computer, and then that way I know I can shut my old computer down. I think that old computer is on its last legs. I really do. So again, I apologize for that, guys and girls. So, and I'm one of us says, oh, we're all ready. Yeah. Michael says, I'm proud to say the Statue of Liberty is not that far from me by train. It's in the same borough as me. Oh, cool beans. I would like to go there someday and see the Statue of Liberty. Just the sheer magnitude of it, you know. I would find that very, very fascinating to me. You know, and then you add all the historic relevance and everything. Yeah, I mean, I would like to go there someday. So I believe Michael's referring to the thumbnail that I created for this episode. Did a little takeoff on the classic ending scene from Planet of the Apes, the original movie. I was, you know, scrolling in bed. I was scrolling, getting ready to go to bed, go to sleep, and I have tinnitus, as I think I've told you guys before, ringing in the ears. So to go to sleep, I have to have something in my ear, like some kind of white noise, or what I prefer is like some kind of talk show or something like that. So I go on YouTube. When I was a kid, I used to have a transistor radio on my pillow, and then I graduated to a regular radio, and I would listen to CBS Radio Mystery Theater and fall asleep. Nowadays, I go onto YouTube and find just different things, whether it's a wrestling podcast or I listen to the Y Files. I don't know if anybody watches those or anything. They deal in like Bigfoot and UFOs and stuff like that. That type of stuff fascinates me. So I'll listen to stuff like that and fall asleep. Well, I was scrolling looking for something, and this thing popped up saying, watch Planet of the Apes. And I'm like, what do you mean watch it on my phone? Watch it on my phone? And it said, yeah, you can watch it on your phone. So I watched the whole movie. I mean, we're talking, it was like from midnight till, I don't know, 1:30, something like that. I watched it. First time I'd seen that since probably sometime in the early 70s to mid 70s. And because I had forgotten most of that movie. I remembered the final scene, but most of the rest of it, I could not tell you anything about it. Other than Roddy McDowell was in it and Charlton Heston was in it and James Daly was in it. So I watched that and I said, oh, when I was trying to think of something for the thumbnail, I said, why don't I do that? And then I got the idea, as you guys probably all saw it, to replace the Statue of Liberty in that final scene with the CBM logo. I thought it would just, people would get a kick out of it, and I'm sure Shannon, if he saw it, he got a kick out of it because he is a huge Planet of the Apes fan. So, but it was good to see that, and I noticed that they have other ones on there, like Beneath the Planet of the Apes, Escape from the Planet of the Apes. So I think I'm going to catch up on those. Because, again, I haven't seen those since the 70s. So anyway, that's what I think Michael's referring to. And the Jackson Roy Kirk says, we have the background, Rod. Nothing else? Uh-huh. All right. And like I said, Rod went to cartoon land. Yeah. Maybe we can fix this. I'm hoping. And Jason says, Mark Gruenwald's Quasar is unsung gold. There you go. That's high praise from Jason. And Kim says, wow, this is amazing. Well, thank you, Kim. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm sure you didn't find it amazing when I was trying to get back on the air here, but thank you so much. And Scotty says, so are any of the comics I'm setting aside worth reading? And Scotty says, I saw Jason doesn't like Generation X. I seem to recall it was good. Did it get bad? I wouldn't trust the last few issues. And Eric Breen says, oh dear, I'm hallucinating again. Scotty says, I think a Teletubby puked on the screen. Oh, you talking about the shirt, the tie-dye? I love my tie-dye, man. I love my tie-dye. And Michael Taylor says, Rod's going to come back colored in yellow, green, and pink. No, we got the bright sunshine tie-dye going today. Orange and red and yellow to commemorate the sunshiny day. We haven't had a lot of sunshine here lately up here. So I was psyched today. I wake up and see that golden sunshine peeking through my window. Yes, sir. Scotty says, oh no, his face popped up after I typed that. Well, his shirt is. There you go. Scotty says, maybe that was the shirt exploding. Yeah, it does look like it exploded, doesn't it? No. That will happen on this show, Eric. Yes. Yes, unfortunately, it does sometimes. You're right. I'm one of us. Mike Taylor said, Rod, you are muted. Okay. We got that fixed. And Jason says, I was never a big X-Men guy, Scotty. There we go. And Eric Breen says, I thought that was just a close-up of Rod's shirt. I'm one of us. Can't hear you? Okay. Turn on Mike. And Scotty says, he's a mutant? Oh, no, he's muted. Jason says, though that Mutant X book, Scotty, is awesome. Alternate reality with our 616 Havoc dropped into it. There you go. Man, I don't even recognize that one. I haven't seen that Mutant X book. Is that one of the ones that are out now? Or was that a one in the past? Because I got out of the X-Men book. They exploded at one point, and they had so many X-Men books, I couldn't keep up with it, and that's when I stayed with the Uncanny X-Men for as long as I could. I think it was like up to close to 400, I think. Is it? Or was it 300? I can't remember. But that was it. I all the other ones I just couldn't. X Factor and all that stuff. So, Michael Taylor says, I was right. I was right. He is different colors. You got it. You got it, brother. Scotty says, someone dropped the mic and it broke. Yeah. No, I forgot that. See, I have a separate mic, big mic over here. And I forgot to take it out, unplug it from my old computer. So it was still plugged in there. And then there's a little button down at the bottom of StreamYard, and it says mute, and it's got a picture of the thing. You think I would look down there? No, I didn't look down there until like the very end. I go, oh yeah, it's muted. Oh, boom. Duh. Oh man. Scotty says, oh, Jason Nutter, I vaguely recall enjoying a few early issues, but I get Mutant X and Exiles and a few other titles all mixed up. Yeah, that would be me too, Scotty. I'd get them all confused. Michael says, no green, though. No green today. No, I wore green last week. I had the green shirt last week. Scotty says, do it in sign language, yeah. Jason says, Mutant X only ran 2 years, Scotty, so it shouldn't be a big commitment to read through that, and a good straight through. Okay. And Jason also says, Exiles, on the other hand, is only good the first few years, and you can skip the rest. Yeah, I think the first few years were the ones that I read, that I was talking about earlier. Scotty says, wasn't Exiles the ones where everybody met in a desert from different universes and some guy met them in a mirage to instruct them? That doesn't sound familiar to me, but that's the one, Scotty, says Jason, and was great when Judd Winnick wrote it. Judd Winnick. I remember Judd Winnick because he was on The Real World in MTV back in, I don't know, what was that, the 90s, I think. Me and my wife, the first couple seasons, me and my wife were mesmerized by that. We liked that one, and we liked Big Brother when Big Brother started. Scotty says, I hear. And I am one of us says, Wishy Rod, no sound. Oh, we're still working on the sound. Static, whispering. And Jackson says, Exiles came over from the Ultraverse, right? Oh, if they did, I'm not thinking of the same Exiles. The Ultraverse, that was with like Rune and those guys, right? Sludge. I can't think of some of the other guys. Rune was the one I really kind of liked from the Ultraverse. If I could be totally washed up on that too. What do I know? I'm one of us says now it's good, cool, all right. Scotty says yes. Well, not now, but when you talk. Jackson, sounds, yes sir. Cool beans, all right. Yes, you have sound. We are on track. Yes, yes. Everybody saying yes. Cool beans. Diabetic Superman says yes. And Michael Taylor said, Rod, the silent era is over. I can hear you. Scotty says, Mo. And Jason says, and again, Scotty, yes, yes, yes to Quasar. And Tempest from Mars. How you doing, Tempest? Great to have you with us once again, sir. He says, I can hear you in the UK, Doc. That's awesome, awesome. Great to be heard once again. I don't know if you guys appreciated that. I mean, not appreciated it, but like the fact after I got back, I was singing. You might have wanted it to stay muted. And I wouldn't blame you one bit. So great to see you, Tempest. Thank you so much for spending another Saturday with us, man. And Jason says, I'm hearing Rod's voice in my head. Get it out! Scotty says, I guess it was time to retire that Commodore 64. Oh, my God. No, I'm not that bad, Scotty. I mean, I know I'm old, but, man. It's Commodore 64. You're killing me, Scotty. You're killing me. Michael Taylor says, hi, Jackson. Do you want to do the line or should I? Jackson Roy Kirk says, wow, you ran upstairs, got a laptop, and set things up fast? I would still be going up the stairs. Oh, man. I'm surprised you guys couldn't hear me. Well, you couldn't hear me because it was muted or whatever. But I'm going upstairs. The Jackson Roy Kirk says, you take it, Michael. All right. There we go. And Scotty says, childhood. I was born at a young age. I think a lot of us were, yes. Yeah. Well, and Michael Taylor says, okay, thanks, Jackson. And Michael Taylor also says, we're a placeholder in line until Maranya returns, of course. Cool beans, yes. Yes, hopefully, hopefully everything works out good for Maranya. We miss her. We do miss her. But thank you so much for filling in and doing the line and keeping me moving. Yes, sirree. Jason says, wait, we're doing story time. Once upon a time, I saw a local wrestling show in Dover and met a guy named Ron Silverage. And that's true. That's the truth too. We did. We met at the Dover Elks Club there. I can't even remember. Was it FWA? Local show. I enjoyed those local shows, man. It was fun. I only know of one guy who's still wrestling from that, and that's Eddie Edwards. He's wrestling in TNA, but we saw him when he was just a kid. I think literally just a kid almost. So that's right, Jason. Story time. Scotty says, "Is his lip sync off?" Uh-oh, is it? Is there some? See, on mine it looks like I'm right, but could be like a little bit of a delay. Michael Taylor says, very cool. I envy you, Eric K. Yeah, that's cool. I would love to be able to go to another big Comic-Con somewhere, but I just, I can't make the trips anymore. Just cannot do it. Can't do it. Scotty says, Matt is there, Heroes for Hire. Oh, you're cool. And he was flipping through a box of comics, and they weren't overpriced. I can't find comics from the Bronze Age under $5. It's funny because I know I've seen the Bronze Age, over the last, I'll say 10 years maybe, has really taken off. And it's funny how it goes. I mean, the Silver Age took off in like the 80s, you know, and then the Bronze Age took off in like the 90s, in the 2000s or whatever. But yeah, you're right. Because, I mean, look at some of those Bronze Age reprint titles, like Marvel Double Feature, Marvel Triple Action. They're reprint books, but they're getting some decent money for those now. And back then, if you saw at least if I saw them on the stands, on the rack, I wasn't paying attention to them because I knew they were reprints, and it was like, no, I'm getting the new stuff. I want the new Captain America and new Iron Man story, new Avengers story, you know, and the new DC stuff, you know. So yeah, Bronze Age has gone up. I know one of the comic stores that I go to, the Bronze Age, anything from it seems like from 70 to 75, any book came out in that time period is no less than $20. So it's like, yeah, some of those, I'm not too sure. But hey, they're in business to make money, and if somebody's willing to pay it, more power to you. Mike Taylor says, I appreciate it, Rod. I think I speak for everyone when I say that you and Shannon are the show. I've said that before. Well, thank you so much, Michael. Appreciate that. But we really do feel you guys make the show, because otherwise we'd just be on here talking to ourselves, and sure, we'd be showing comics. But it's the interaction and the friendships and everything that's come as a result of doing this show, meeting people like you and everybody, Eric and everybody. I mean, it's just been great. You can't put a price on that, you know. So thank you so much for those kind words. They are appreciated. And again, we still think you guys love the show, brother. So thank you so much. Easy Comic Reader, he says, awesome job, Rod. Well, thank you, Mike. Appreciate it, man. I like that song. I like Buck Owens. He did Tiger by the Tail, and that was one of the first songs I remember as a kid learning to sing. Be out back in the swing set. I got a tiger by the tail, it's plain to see. That brings back memories for me, man. So anything to do with Buck Owens is cool in my world. So thank you once again for doing that. Appreciate it, as always, Mike. Michael Taylor says, from what I've heard, Moran, you're still having trouble with the internet. Oh, bummer. Oh, gone. Okie dokie. Well, hopefully things will get better for her with regards to the internet. So I hope everything else is going well, too. So, alrighty, Scotty says, thinking. No one warned me that we had to think. It's not one of my strong suits, Scotty, so I try not to. Gets me in trouble a lot of times. Alrighty, yes, I thought I saw the line. Thank you so much, Michael. We're gonna start showing some comics, man. I got stacks of comics here. What do we want to start off with first? First, let me get my stuff out of the way, so I don't want that to fall down, because that... All right, let's see. I got some Tales of Suspense. I got Journey into Mystery. I got Brave and the Bold, Mystery in Space. What do I want to start with? I'm going to start with Mystery in Space. It doesn't get a whole lot of love, so I'm going to start with those. All right. Got stuff falling all around me. What did I do with the Brave and the Bold? Oh, there they are. Okay. All right. So let's start off with some Mystery in Space, shall we? Thank you so much, Michael. All right. We got, this is just a handful that I grabbed out of there. I try to keep track. If I show them, like I've showed some of these in the past, and I try to keep a marker in there so I know when I go back in to pull some more, to try and take the next bunch or whatever. So hopefully you guys haven't seen these. Gonna get into some go-go checks in this one. So yes, sir. All right, Mystery in Space. Great cover right here. This starts with number 90, and it's got a great story with Adam Strange and Hawkman. I'm gonna move that a little. There we go. I apologize for the glare. I think that might be too much. There we go. Great cover. Just a classic. Alrighty. And let's see. This features another Adam Strange story. I'm trying to get all of Adam Strange's appearances in like Mystery in Space and Strange Adventures, that kind of stuff. Excuse me. Here is 91. And then we got number 92, where Space Ranger takes over the cover. Space Ranger in the Alien Archer. He's another one I'm trying to get as many of his appearances as I can. Just one of those obscure characters that you don't see around too much. He doesn't get too much face time in the comics. So, a great story. Just fun reads. Here's number 93, another Space Ranger. With the Jolly Green Giant. Ho, ho, ho. Green Giant. And this is the best of both worlds, because this is number 94. And it's got a complete novel featuring Space Ranger and Adam Strange. And I think it says the future. Guest starring the future Adam Strange as well. Great cover, though. Nice black cover, and got the heroes on there. All right, here's number 95. And Adam Strange and his girlfriend, Alana. And number 96, Space Ranger returns to the cover. And number 97. What was that? Number is that? Yeah, 96. Okay. 97. And this is the day Adam Strange vanished. And you can see this is that is a while. You can see $3. $3 for that. I don't point out the cost or whatever, but that's this. I probably bought this. I would say probably off a dealer at one of the flea markets I used to go to. And you could used to be able to find deals like this. Now I'm not sure I would get this for $3 unless it was missing half the book. So yeah, it's definitely prices have gone up. But that's to be expected. Here's another one, number 98, with a split cover, which I love. Love split covers. Dun, dun, dun. And number 99. If that's number 99, then we know what's coming up next. It's the super spectacular, ultra hypersonic issue of Mystery in Space, where it's it's just a regular issue. Just a regular issue. Nothing spectacular to see. Nothing to see here. Just move along. Yeah, issue 100. And here's 101. Space baby. Somehow it doesn't have the same ring as Space Ghost. Here we go with 102, and Adam Strange is back on the cover. And then we go 10. Is that 102? Yeah. 103. Okay. Now, I can't believe none of you guys would. I mean, everybody out there wouldn't have this in their collection. Come on now. You got to have this. It's the first appearance of a character that's, I mean, he just knocked your socks off here. It's 103, and it's the introduction of Ultra, the multi-alien. Come on, I want an Ultra, the multi-alien action figure. Come on. That would be too cool. I would definitely pick it up. Here we go with Ultra again in number 104. The latest, the greatest. Oh, that one's so good. I got it twice. There we go. I'm braining myself. Bum, bum, bum. Here we go with number 105. Cool green cover right there. And now we get into some go-go checks, baby. Here's 106. The Outlaw Ultra. I think it would be neat if they just kind of snuck him somehow into one of the new DC movies. That would be neat. Here we go with 107. Ultra is still hanging out. And 108. And 109. And yes, another episode of multi-issue syndrome. And doing the Metarog. And he closes out the first series from the 60s. They did bring back Mystery in Space. I believe they brought it back and kept the numbering later on in the 70s, I think. But this was, I believe, the last issue at the time, and it's 110 with Ultra closing out the run, his run. So there we go. All right. Let's jump back in and see what's going on with the Peanut Gallery. Thank you once again, Michael, for taking up the line for me. Appreciate that. And Scotty says, oh, I thought your shirt were the remains of all the Teletubbies you were slaughtering. Ow. Oh, man. I remember my kids watching the Teletubbies. Never quite understood the whole premise, but it was just bizarre, you know. Veggie Tales I liked. I liked Veggie Tales. Those were pretty good. Hey, there's Shannon. He said, had a minute, just wanted to pop in and say hi to everyone, Rod. And that's an excellent hello. Well, thank you, buddy. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday morning, man. I know we talked and you got some plans, and hope you guys have fun, man. Just enjoy the day. Nothing wrong with that at all. So that's awesome. Awesome. And you're lucky you got on now, because if you'd have tried to get on first thing, oh, I had all kinds of trouble, brother. So you'll have to go back and watch that fiasco. Oh my gosh. So, all right. Talk with you. He says, Scotty says, speaking of Saturday mornings, I found both of my metal fold-out leg trays from my childhood. Spider-Man, number 1978, and Pac-Man, 1982, while cleaning out this old house. Oh wow! See, that Spider-Man one though, I'd be interested in that. That's cool. That would be really cool. Metal fold-out table legs. That's very. I don't think I've ever seen one. It must be like this thing, and they just fold down, and it can be like sit in your lap, or is it like a full-blown TV dinner tray type of thing? So. And August Aesthetic, how you doing, August? Double A with us once again. He says, greetings, CBM, and greetings to you, sir. Hope all is going well on your Saturday morning. Thanks so much for stopping in and joining us. Great to see ya. Scotty says, I also found my grandpa's pipe that he always smoked. There you go. See, stuff like that, though, doesn't it? They hold special memories for you. You say he always smoked, so I'm sure you probably didn't picture him without that pipe, and now you have that pipe. Cool beans, Scotty. Michael Taylor says, speaking of superstar Billy Graham, Mil Mascaras, one and only chance of a title was against Graham in the Intercontinental title. I always liked Mascaras. I was a big Mil Mascaras fan. Mil Mascaras fan. I got to see him in the wrestling mags first, and then in 1975, for some reason, all we ever got up here was WWF at the time. But for like, I don't know, it was like 6 weeks, something like that. For up here, we got Eddie Einhorn, who was the owner of a Chicago baseball team, I believe. I can't tell you which one. I don't know which one it was, whether it was the Cubs or whether it was the White Sox. I'm sure Eric Breen would be able to tell me. But he had he was dabbling in wrestling, wanting to start his own wrestling company, and he had the IWA, International Wrestling Alliance or Association, I can't remember which, and their heavyweight champion, world champion, was Mil Mascaras. So I got to see Mil Mascaras a little bit more for like 5 weeks. I got to see him, and then he did come to the WWF in 77-ish, I want to say, and then 78, somewhere in 77, 78 is when he fought superstar Billy Graham for, I think it was a card at Madison Square Garden. And Mil Mascaras, for me, he was a superhero. As a kid, he looked like a superhero. He had the mask. He had the build, man. He had the build, and he would fly through the air. He had the awesome costumes, the different masks. He'd wear Man of 1,000 masks. I mean, he'd wear a different mask, and then he'd whip it off, and he'd have one of the traditional ones like I've got. Well, you can't see it. Oh, sorry, Captain. I didn't mean to smack you right in the gut. But I got 2 of his masks. The silver one, which he always wore a lot of, and then the black and gold one, which was pretty cool. I didn't get to see him much in that. But yes, so I'm right there with you, Michael. Mil Mascaras was a favorite of mine long before I even actually got to see him wrestle. So Scotty says, I only have 4 Exile comics that I can find. I'm sorting my comics and keep putting aside a few titles to read. There you go. Make a little reading stack. Why not? And then just read them as you go when you get the time. Sounds like a plan. Scotty says, Billy Graham did comic books too? Were they evangelistic? No, they weren't it's not the same Billy Graham. But I think you already know that. Nope, this was superstar Billy Graham. His real name was Wayne Coleman, but he went by the handle Superstar Billy Graham, and a lot of wrestlers like Hulk Hogan, Jesse the Body Ventura, they all kind of owe a little bit of their gimmicks to Billy Graham, who was one of the first guys with a bodybuilder's physique in the pro wrestling. Most of the guys were kind of barrel chested and rugged types and everything like that. But Mil Mascaras and superstar Billy Graham, they had like bodybuilder bodies. Very very sculpted, and And Billy Graham, he was the first one I ever saw wearing tie-dye, and I loved his promos, the way he talked, and the way he looked, and I was a fan of tie-dye from that point on, man. From that point on, like 1974, 75, somewhere in there. So, but... And Michael Taylor says, "Hi, John." And Jason Nutter says, "Greetings to August." Scotty says, "Metarog said that the Jack of Hearts was in Quasar, so now I have to get those issues. Love Jack of Hearts." Yeah, right there with you. Great character. You've heard us say before on here, I'd love to have an action figure of Jack of Hearts. That would be very cool. So, I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone in that. Michael Taylor says, "Hi, Shannon. Hope you're having a good morning." Yes, sir. And Double A says, "I'm with you, Rod, on Hanna-Barbera. I have the DVD of Galaxy Trio. I like the Vapor Man because he's just like the gas girl of the 60s Legion." Oh, yeah. Cool beans. Yeah, Hanna-Barbera, man. That was, I mean, of course, I always wax poetic on those on the superheroes, but I gotta admit I enjoyed a lot of their funny shorts too, like Lippy the Lion and Hardy Har, or Wally Gator. Wally Gator, he's a swinging navigator in the swamp. See you later, Wally Gator. I loved all those too. Those were ones that I saw after school. You'd come home and then you'd pop on one of the independent channels there, UHF channels like Channel 56 out of Boston or 38 out of Boston, WXNE out of Worcester, Mass, Channel 25. Those were all independent stations that I grew up with in the 70s, and they all played all those old cartoons and stuff like that. Great stuff. So yeah, man, Double A, I got you. Says, "Thank you, Jason." Jason says, "Quasar was great, Scotty. You'll see a lot of characters you love from that era." There you go. High praise again. Michael Taylor says, "Yes, Rod mentioned it because of the thumbnail." There you go. I thought you might. That was what you were getting at. So cool beans. I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. I have fun making those things up. So I hope you guys enjoy them. Just a little something fun to do. So, Jason says, "Plus, let me make Rod get into Quasar." You'll see you'll see Buried Alien, right? Wasn't that what they did? They did once in Marvel. They had a guy and they called him Buried Alien or something like that. And it had something to do with Quasar, didn't it? I think, if I remember correctly. Scotty says, "It seems to be a serious comic early and then turned funny later. Pregnant Quasar cover, for example." I don't remember that one. Oh. And Shannon is saying, "Hey to Michael." Jason says, "Scotty, I love that 2-issue story. That's where the female Adam Warlock is trying to find somebody to mate with." Aha, okay. And Scotty says, "Female Adam Warlock? Eve Warlock?" That's a natural progression, right? You would think, right? Jason says, "Yes, sir, Scott." There you go. Michael Taylor says, "Yeah, that was arguably the greatest final scene, right, Shannon?" There you go. That was so cool. I just, like I said, I hadn't seen it in decades. And there I am watching it at midnight, but I wanted to see it. It was great. I really enjoyed it once again. So I had forgotten a lot of it, and it was just good to reacquaint myself with it. So cool beans. Werewolf by lunchtime. How you doing, Werewolf? Like to have you with us once again, sir. He says, "What's up, Rod? You down with these kids in the chat?" Yeah, we're getting down today. We got showed some comics. We had a bit of a bumpy start. Be glad you missed it, because we missed about the first 20 minutes or so because my old computer crashed. So I had to go upstairs and rescue my new one, bring it down here and hook it all. It was a nightmare, brother. So, but you made You made it in time for the good stuff. There you go. Scotty says, Planet of the Apes? Ugh, those dang dirty apes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Michael Taylor says, how are you, Daryl, Werewolf? Michael Taylor says, hi, Dick Kim. And Shannon says, you can remember anything about Planet of the Apes? Man, you are really testing our friendship. I couldn't. I remembered the final scene, and I remember, what the characters looked like, and stuff like. But I could not remember anything of the story, other than they crash land there. But I knew that I remembered the general story. But I'm talking about the lines and the dialogue and the actual scenes and stuff like that. So it was just so cool. It was like midnight, and it says I can watch this. I can watch the whole movie on my phone. Okay, all right, I'm gonna do that. And I did. From midnight to like 1:30, I watched Planet of the Apes. And they got the other ones, like I was telling people earlier, Shannon. They got the other ones too, so I'm going to watch the other ones here too. So. Jackson Roy Kirk says, Hobbs! Shannon says, can't. Yeah, well, I got you, brother. I got you. And Werewolf by Lunchtime says, fantastic. Michael, how are you? And Werewolf also says, Jackson! Michael Taylor says, good, Werewolf, thanks. And Double A says, I used to have the Planet of the Apes board game. It had a cardboard cage that would occasionally drop on the humans. Oh, wow. I think I saw... Where did I see one? In an ad somewhere. Where did I see one? I can't remember. I saw one. What did I see it in? It might have been a magazine. It might have been one of the Tomorrow's magazines. Because I remember seeing the board game, because I remember thinking, I didn't know they had a board game. I don't remember seeing it, as a kid, So, cool beans. Michael Taylor says, clever, Werewolf. Scotty says, it's been hot here. Plenty of sunshine here. And painful to be outside between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Between 10 and 4. Stay indoors. It's been hot and humid here. I think today is going to be another really extremely hot day and humid. I like it that way. The only time I don't like the humidity is at night when you're trying to go to sleep. I like it a little cooler. But, man, if it's 80, 90 with, humidity, it don't bother me because it doesn't hurt my shoulders, the arthritis in my shoulders. It does not hurt in weather like that. As you can see, I'm down here in the basement in just a short sleeve t-shirt and my cargo shorts. And so it's like, you guys know, it wasn't but a few weeks ago that I was still dressing up with a hoodie down here because it was cold. And now down here today, this is perfect. I wish it was like this all the time, because then I could do the show and comfortable and whatnot. And so, cool beans though. Michael Taylor, hey, all right, he's throwing down the line again. That means he wants to see some comics. So let's do it. All right, let's see. Last time I showed some DC Mystery in Space. So we'll take those and we'll move those over here. And let's go with, we're going to go with Journey into Mystery. How about that? Journey into Mystery with Thor. All right, I showed you some not too long ago. So I'm picking up with issue number 110 of Journey into Mystery. And we got Thor going up against Mr. Hyde and the Cobra. I wish I could get away from that glare. So, and these are great stories. I'm sure you guys know. Here's 111. They just got Kirby and just great stories. I love the mythology that comes with it. I always liked Norse mythology. Here's 111. Oh, man. This is one of my favorite books in my collection right here. It's 112. 112. And I don't know what it is about the number 112 or 12, but it seems like the Hulk appeared in several books that had that, like Fantastic Four, number 12, and then I think he was also in 112. And it's the Hulk against Thor. Dun dun dun. Battle of the Titans. It's so nice. You gotta have it twice. Just great story. I love this story. So, alrighty. And the next one, 113, that features one of my favorite villains from Marvel, who doesn't get a lot of airtime in the comics these days. 113, it's got the Gray Gargoyle. One thing in the movies, I like the way Thor was portrayed early on in his movie and in the Avengers and everything, but I wish they would have kept the whole Donald Blake persona type of thing and done the thing where he would strike the cane and then he would become Thor. I wish they'd have done that in the movies, but that's just the personal little thing of mine. I mean, I think that would have been cool to do. And here is number 114, and it is my favorite Marvel villain, and it is the Absorbing Man. The stronger I am, the sooner I die. And I love it's got the whoops, my finger's right over it, right here. The Merry Marvel Marching Society wants you. And we got 115. Vengeance of the Thunder God. Loki causing more mischief. And the Absorbing Man right there. And here's 116. Trial of the Gods. Loki causing more mischief. This one here is cool because it's got a date stamp on it. March 21st, 1960. I can't make that out. 66 or 60. I can't make that out. But it's right on the T. You can see it. Right there. But these are great classic stories of Thor. Just awesome stuff. I always love. Have you heard me talk about it before? I just love the titles they used to give his stories and stuff like that. Here's 117, Into the Blaze of Battle. And here is 118 with the Indestructible Destroyer. And I thought they did a great job of putting it when they put him in the Thor movie. That was pretty cool to see the Destroyer. Here we go. You've heard me talk about this before too. One of the dealers that I used to buy from, Bill Lockhart is his name. He's still around, still deals in comics now and again. But I used to buy some of his comics, and you could tell his comics from his personal collection, personal childhood collection, because his mom would stitch with a sewing machine, would stitch the book down the spine to keep it together. So this is 119. I'll show you this first so you can get a good look at the cover. And then I'll try and get it up. You can see the stitch marks right there going right down. Goes right down the entire stretch. So, but that's what his mom used to do in order to keep the covers on and keep the book pages together and stuff like that. So, and then it was a placeholder until I could get another issue. I got this one. This one has a stamp on it from the Universal Book and Stamp something in St. Lawrence, 1964, St. Lawrence. So I'm not sure. It's the same one. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can get it right up there. Right where the R is that stamp. So, all right, then we got 120 in my hand. This hammer. Why can't I get it right? There we go. I gotta figure out which way I gotta turn it. Slightly. I gotta turn it slightly. And the Absorbing Man is back with 121. He's putting the smack down on Thor right there. Whack. I like this cover. 122, Where Mortals Fear to Tread. It's got Thor, it's got a regal looking Odin right there on his throne, and it's got the Absorbing Man in the foreground. That's just a cool cover. I like that cover. It's fun stuff, man. And this one here, I actually got to try and get an upgrade on because it's missing a piece of the cover here. 123. Maybe someday I'll get another one. Then we got 124. Enter Hercules, the glory and the grandeur. Dun, dun, dun. Another classic, iconic cover right here. 125. Just a great cover. I love that. That's a poster-worthy cover right there. And I got a couple of last time I showed the first, it was Journey into Mystery, king size special number 1, basically an annual, but here is annual number 2, 1966, because with issue 126 it stopped being Journey into Mystery and became the Mighty Thor in title. So, and this was the first king size special, basically annual number 2. With the Destroyer, square bound, 25 cent. Oh, love it, love it, love it, love it. And here's number 3 king size special, Enter the Great Gargoyle, which is reprinting the story from the issue I showed you just a few minutes ago. Again, 25 cents, square bound. Man, I remember seeing these on the rack. Not this one. I didn't see that one because I was only like 4 years old when this one came out. But this one here I remember. This one here I remember. 5 years old, that's when I got the... Hey, what? They're comics? They're cartoons on paper? That's cool. I was all about that. So there we go. A little journey into mystery. We'll put those over here. All right. Let's get back to Michael in the line. There we go. Right there. Thank you so much, Michael. Appreciate it. Let's see what's going on with the peanut gallery. Jason says Mutant X was one of the books in the 90s. Rod and Scotty was saying, Rod and Scotty was saying that he just found it. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I'm not familiar with it. Like I said, I dropped out of the whole mutant scene a long time ago. It just got too complicated for me. Same thing with like the Avengers. You know, it's just like they had so many Avengers, Secret Avengers and Uncanny Avengers, and you know, it's like I just want my Avengers. Where's my Avengers? Give me 616 Avengers. Jason says Mutant X. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Guy said Mutant X was 1999 to 2000. Yeah, I was out of that. I was out of that. Hey, Triple C, how you doing, Rob? He says, good morning, everyone. And good morning to you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Everybody, don't forget to, right after Comic Book Memories, or more than likely before the show ends, to get over and get a front seat over there at his $3 auction. Starting today, like usually starts, what, 12:30, I think? 12:30, quarter of one, somewhere in there. So you want to get a front row seat. Man, he's been not giving away, but auctioning up some great books, man. I've been looking, I peek in on some of the things, some of the auctions and stuff like, and man, you're giving away some great books, Rob. Really, really, really. So, man, you want some good deals on books, free shipping? Can't beat it. You can't beat it. So definitely check out Cheap Comic Collectors $3 auctions. I think he does it today, and he does it again tomorrow at noontime. And then during the week, he does the usual, I believe, $2 claim sales. Rob, if I got any of that wrong, please correct me, brother. So it's good to see you in the peanut gallery once again. Cool beans. Scotty says, not to be confused with the TV show, Mutant X, not the same. I got burned out on X-Men in 91, and it could be from college being so heavy. Okay. Yeah, I was just, I just got to be too much. I was okay when they took the old X-Men. I liked the old X-Men, the original X-Men. And then they brought in the new X-Men. I was okay with that. I enjoyed all those X-Men. I wish Sunfire would have stayed with the group, because I was always fascinated by that character. I loved his costume and everything. So I wish he'd have stayed. I wish Thunderbird wouldn't have got killed off, because I would have really enjoyed that character being a Native American and stuff. So very cool. But then after that, it just got, I don't know, it got into some wacky characters and stuff. And I enjoyed the TV cartoon, and a lot of those characters got in there and stuff like that. But it was just, I don't know. I just got, I guess, X-Men overload. So. And the Jackson Roy Kirk says, Triple C! Scotty says, the only commitment is to finding the issues of X-Men, of Mutant X. I rarely see them here. Yeah. They can be hard to find, I guess, huh? And the Jackson Royker says, hey, everybody, check out Cheap Comic Collector right after this show. He's got some great giveaways and planned for today. Oh, cool beans. He's got some great giveaways, he's saying. So definitely check out Cheap Comic Collector channel right after this. Or like I said, usually most folks, if you're going to get in there, you got to get in there before the end of our show, because I get long-winded. especially when I'm here by myself, I'll get long-winded. So definitely check them out and get over there. And I mean, I'm serious when I tell you guys, you're going to get some great books. You got an opportunity to get some really, really fantastic books at an incredible price. And I'm not just saying that to hype up Rob's thing. I mean, because he doesn't need me to do that. He does a fantastic job. But that's the truth. He gets some really, really fantastic books, man. So check him out. And Jason says, Ultraverse, Firearm by James Robinson is unsung gold. I'm not familiar with that one. I am familiar with James Robinson, Starman. I love that, his run of Starman. I'm still trying to collect that. So, Scotty says, I'm referring to the Marvel Exiles. To be clear, I made a bunch of short videos to elicit feedback like this on these titles dropping next week. Cool beans. V. Jackson Walker says, a lot of Ultraverse titles were unsung gold. Several of my favorite 70s Marvel writers were on those titles. I want to just check on something real quick. Come on. All right. Okay. All right. I just want to make sure this is the Ultraverse with like Ultra Force. Is this like what you guys are talking about? Was the universe these guys were in? Like Prime and all these different characters? Just so I feel like I'm talking about the right thing. Ultra Force. Because I know Ultra Force was originally, what was that, Malibu? Was it Malibu? So, anyway. All right. Scotty Z70 says, I remember a Phoenix title in some non-Marvel comic in the 90s. And Double A says, speaking of apes, does Shannon remember the 1960s Kongorilla where a human could switch minds with a golden ape? DC Comics? I'm sure he does remember it. I'm sure he does. Without a doubt. So, absolutely. Absolutely. We both share a love of the older characters and the more obscure characters like a Kongorilla. So, absolutely, Double A. Great memories. Werewolf by Lunchtime says, I just put Red Sonja and Louise Brooks pictures on the wall. More to come. It's a new house. Wife will have maybe some influence. Maybe a little bit, right? That's funny. Jackson Roykirk says, influence to take those pictures down, maybe. I bet he says, yeah. Oh, man. Uh-oh. Could be trouble on the home front. No. And Jason says, WFA. Yes, I thought it was WFA. I remember that. I just remember the lights would go out and then they'd have the music playing. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. I enjoyed the shows. I miss those shows. My daughter does too. My son now would be going to those shows with us. He was just too young to go at that point, you know. But I mean, I remember coming home from one of those shows. I had blood from one of the guys on my sneakers. Jason says, "I loved." Yeah, I'm right there with you, Jason. They were a fun time. They were an inexpensive night out to watch something we enjoyed. And then my daughter, at halftime, intermission, my daughter, I'd give her like $5. She'd go up into the ring. She could go into the ring and get a picture taken with all the, the different wrestlers that came out there to do photos and stuff like that. And she could get up there. $5, you can get a picture with all of them. I mean, that was great. She enjoyed it. She still has those pictures, but more importantly, she has those memories. And we just talked about it not too long ago. She really remembers those and really enjoyed them. So that was a lot of fun, and we were so lucky to meet you there. So it's great. What was that? That sounded like thunder or a rocket ship taking off. Holy cow. I don't think it's supposed to be thunder today. Oh, let's see. Jason says the mic is still wrestling as well, Rod. Oh, I did not know that. Where does he wrestle? I'd be curious to know. Double A says you were born at a young age, but the android Quester was already an adult when he was born. And Scotty says, okay, Barren Earth is bronze, right? And that is always under $5. I can't find good comics from the Bronze Age. I hear you. I hear you, man. You heard my story. So, hey, and Higgy Pop. Hey, man, how you doing, Higgy? There we go, the hardest working man in video. What are you doing? He says, hey, Peanuts. Howdy, Hot Rod, and howdy to you, sir. Hope all is going well. Hope your Saturday is shining on you today. So, what you got going on today, Higgy? Let us know. We want to know. Scotty says, I talk to myself a lot. I used to, talk to yourself. Well, you can have a good conversation sometimes, right? So, hey. Scotty says, I sing Tiger by the Tail to my cat, Tom Tom, all the time when I pet him. He's a red tabby tiger. Yeah, we got an orange tabby tiger. George is his name. So, George of the jungle. Jason says, I've got Rod, Shannon, doing, I'm a little... I've got Rod. He's saying this to Shannon. I've got Rod doing I'm a little teapot as rounds in my head. Rod and Shannon were doing rounds. Both of us. Oh my gosh. Scotty says, I love how the space people wore skin tight suits but bubble helmets back in the Adam Strange days. Often with exposed skin. But that bubble saves them, man. They got oxygen. They got to get oxygen to their lungs. Higgy Pop, he's saying, love those mysteries in space. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Great stories. Yeah, there's fun stories. Little Adam Strange, a little space. I was going to say Space Master. Why did I just space that? I spaced out on Space Ranger. Doggone it. Man, my memory, man. Man, you guys don't get old. Don't get old. That's my tip of the day. Don't get old. Misery in space? Well, it could be sometimes, I would imagine. Jason says, who doesn't love Adam Strange? Yeah. He's actually a long lost brother to Stephen Strange, but they don't talk about it, Ultra, the space alien, says, Scotty, the action figure would be cool. It would fit in with those outer space men figures I want. I made to play with Major Matt Mason line, but by color forms. Oh, wow. Cool beans. The outer space men figures. I'm not familiar with those. At least I don't think I am. But yeah, Major Matt Mason, you've heard me talk about him before. Yeah, he was big in my childhood. And the space. I'm gonna buy off of eBay one of those space sleds. I want to get one of the space sleds and one of the silver jetpacks with the string, but I want it to still be able to work. And then, because somewhere down the line, I do want to get a Major Matt Mason figure, just to have it, man. Because it was such a big part of my childhood, man. So, very cool. Yeah, Ultra the Alien. They had one that was, they had a green alien, remember? Callisto, I think was his name. It was green. And, we had it, my parents, my mom, found it in the crooks of a tree that had like three, what are divisions coming out of it or whatever. But it was down in there. She found it. Oh, we're talking probably 25 years ago. She found it, and I had it for a little while, but I don't know what happened to it. It was beat up. It was like lost an arm and everything. But it was Callisto, I believe, is what his name was. I could be wrong though. Something like that. Mike Dilla, he's throwing down. You got a little 9. That means just a little bit of comics. Let's see. We got some comics. We got more comics. What do we want to show now? How about some Brave and the Bold? How about some Brave and the Bold? Let's do that. I like some Brave and the Bold. This was one of my favorite series as a kid. So let's start off. Where we go? All right. Let's start off with this because this is as close as I'll ever get to an original. This is a reprint facsimile by DC of number 28, the first appearance of the Justice League. Where's this one? And this is a certificate, comes with a certificate of authenticity. DC Comics certifies that this is an authentic reprint of the Brave and the Bold number 28, featuring the first appearance of Justice League. This special edition reprint is exclusive to Loot Crate. So this came out of a Loot Crate. So you don't hear about those two. Do they still do like Loot Crates for comics and stuff? There was Loot Crates for wrestling stuff and stuff like that. Here is I really cherish this book because I'm such a Justice League fan. And this one here, I probably won't have the other ones, but this is issue number 30 of the Justice League of America. And it's only like it's either their second or third appearance. I think it's their third appearance. I could be wrong, but I'm so happy that I was able to get one of those Justice League Brave and the Bolds. And this is the first appearance of Amazo. So, which is a cool villain I like. So that makes it even more special. So it's just so neat to have one of those, you know. All right, then we got number 33 with Cave Carson Adventures Inside Earth. And then we got number 34. 34 is kind of important. It's introducing the Winged Wonder. That's it. Hawkman, baby. His first appearance of Hawkman. Notice his helmet. This is before he earned his what do you call wings on the helmet. So very, very lucky to have that. I'm very thrilled to get that. Here's number 35. This great cover. These are cool. Thanagarian policeman. Cool. There we go with number 36. What was this one? 35? Yeah, okay. Here's number 36 going up against the Shadow Thief. And with 37, we jump over to Task Force X, Suicide Squad, the original Suicide Squad. I had some notes on here. House ads for Batman Giant Annual, Superman Giant Annual number 3, and Secret Origins number 1 Giant. Some of the house ads. Here's another Task Force X. Number 38, Suicide Squad. And it's a pterodactyl cover for Michael Turner. Taylor. Now, why did I Turner? I believe I have a cousin named Michael Turner. And I keep thinking of him. But Michael Taylor. Michael Taylor. This is for you, Michael. A pterodactyl cover. And we got the Statue of Liberty in there too. I just remember that. So it's kind of like a little special little nod. There we go. And we got number 39, another Task Force X. Man, that is difficult for me to say. That ain't no tunnel of love they're going into. No, sir. About to become dinner. Entree. And now, number 40, we go back to Cave Carson Adventures, Inside Earth, with a dinosaur cover. Cave Carson. He's your man. And number 41, Cave Carson again. Raiders from the Secret World. One thing I want to get from out of the Brave and the Bold series is at some point I really want to get a Viking Prince cover issue. I've seen some of them and they are cool, but when I've gone to the convention that I can't find them. They don't have them. So I don't know if they're that rare or if it's just something that nobody wanted and throw them out. So, all right, we go with number 42. We got the Winged Wonder back, Hawkman. Flying the not-so-friendly skies. The Dragonfly Raiders. Dragonflies. My parents used to tell us, it was mostly my mom. She used to tell us, don't swear, because if you swear, a dragonfly will come by and stitch your mouth up. Do you guys ever have any of those kind of things that your parents used to tell you? If you keep making that face, your face is going to freeze like that, and it's going to stay. Those type of things. I remember that one though. If you swear, if you say a bad word, a dragonfly is going to stitch your mouth up. I'm like, ooh, gee, I don't want that. Looks like it would hurt. Here we go with number 43, Hawkman once again. He's got his wings on. He earned his wings now on his helmet. There's a guy, I think he's still selling them, but there was a guy who was selling Hawkman replica masks, the full Hawkman mask. It was either $300 or $400. Boy, man, it was awful hot. I wanted to get one of those so bad. It just looks so cool. I think I still have the website bookmarked on my computer. It might be on the one that just died though. But it just looked so cool. I mean, it was full gear with the wings, everything, and it was made out of like some kind of a hard plastic type of thing. And it's just, man, it was just so cool. And here we go. I think this is the final Hawkman issue here in Brave and the Bold, solo adventures anyway. This is number 44. And let's see. Well, I don't know what happened to my issues between 44 and 49. Those were the strange sports stories. I must have pulled them out at some point, and they're probably out in one of these boxes out here. But I have those issues, but I don't know where they are. But they were the strange sports stories. I think they got reprinted in the same in the bronze title of strange sports stories, or strange sports adventures or something like that. But anyway, we move on to number 50 of Brave and the Bold. This was where the team ups began. This is the first team up. Two great heroes teamed in a book-length blockbuster, The Green Arrow and Manhunter from Mars. I remember when I got this, I was so thrilled. It was like, yeah, because I was a huge Brave and the Bold fan, and I got Brave and the Bold 150 off the rack, and I had been collecting it for a couple of years. And they had a checklist of the team ups, and I was like, oh man, I didn't know about these team ups. The ones like this way back, and it was just like, oh, down the rabbit hole I went even further, and I was so thrilled when I got this one, the very first one. So that was just pretty cool. Just a little personal milestone thing that I wanted to get. Here we go with number 51. We got Aquaman and Hawkman tag teaming this flying frog. It looks like. It ain't easy being green. Here we go with number 52. 3 battle stars. Not 2, not 1, but 3. Sergeant Rock, Lieutenant Johnny Cloud, Navajo Ace, and Tank Man Stewart from the Haunted Tank. It's neat. It's like a one-off because I think this was the only time that the war heroes, there were war heroes in a team up, other than Sergeant Rock teamed up with Batman. But I was talking just strictly the war heroes. This was another one that I was so I was psyched when I got this. Got this at an outdoor flea market. It was down under the table in a wicker basket with some other, actually some women's magazines and stuff. But I just happened to see the corner of this, and I'm like, down I went, grabbed it, and it was in pretty doggone good shape. So I remember thrilled. Saco, Maine. Got this up in Saco, Maine. So here's number 53. We got the team up of the Atom and the Flash. I'm not sure, but that might be Alex Toth. I think he did either the cover or the interior or both. I think that's the one he did. All right, then in Brave and the Bold number 54, we got the first, kind of like the precursor to the Teen Titans. It's kind of like a Submariner. What was it? 34 and 35. It was kind of like the precursor to the prototype for the Defenders, which would come out later on in Marvel feature and then in their own series. But this is Brave and the Bold number 54 with Kid Flash, Aqualad, and Robin. Mr. Twister. Honey M. There we go with number 55. We got the Metal Men teaming up with the Tiny Titan, the Atom. And number 56, we got the Flash and the Manhunter from Mars. It's like the composite Batman, except it's a composite Flash and John Jones. Time Capsule International Fair 1964. All right, and the last two is a favorite character of both mine and Shannon's. We love this character. He's going to be appearing in the new Superman movie coming out. When's it coming out? Like in July, right? I believe. So we got number 57 introducing Metamorpho, the Element Man. And then we got the second half of his debut right here, number 58. Metamorpho. Can never get enough Metamorpho action figures too. I gotta admit, the latest one for the Superman movie, I'm not that keen on. I've got a better one that was put out by DC. I can't see it. I don't see it anywhere. But the box it comes in. It comes in a box with a window. They even had the go-go checks across the top of the box. It's like, come on, man, that's just awesome. And it's got a couple little gadget things that you can hook onto his arms or whatever to make him look like he's doing something. You know, turning into something or something like a hammer or something like that. So, very cool. All right, there we go. There's some Brave and the Bold. Love me the Brave and the Bold, man. Love some Brave and the Bold. All right, let's jump back and see what the Peanut Gallery's up to. There's Michael Taylor keeping me in line with the line. Thank you so much, sir. Triple C says, I've never seen Mystery in Space covers except the newer ones from the 80s. These are awesome. Yeah, they got some great stories. They're just fun reads. They are, and you don't see them too often, like you say. And they're just fun for old time collectors like us, you know. So it's very, very cool. So, oh man, Michael, there's one comment and then back to the comics. Oh, hold on. Let me get through a couple of comments here. DS Diabetic Superman, he says Ultra kind of looks like Metamorpho. Yeah, he does. He's got the four section type of thing going on. You're right, Diabetic Superman. You are right. That might be that. Maybe that's why I like him so much. No, because he does remind me of Metamorpho. Michael Taylor says, great Mysteries in Space. Very cool covers. Thank you so much. Even though I had nothing to do with those covers. Those covers are awesome. I Am One of Us says, nice collection of Mystery in Space, Rod. Thank you, I Am One of Us. Appreciate that, my friend. They're a lot of fun, and a lot of times those are still not too pricey, you know. They're a really nice Silver Age series to pick up. The Space Ranger ones and the Adam Strange. They really are. Scotty says, if you like to talk tomatoes, if a squash will make you smile, if you like to waltz with potatoes up and down the produce aisle, and we got a show for you. Veggie Tales. Yes, sir. My kids used to watch Veggie Tales. Oh, I got a kick out of them. I just thought they were funny. What was the one with the say boo, say boo? It's just so much fun. When I see, because the other day we were walking in the store. I think it was a Walmart store, and they had some DVDs in the $5 bin or whatever, you know. And looking through, there was a Veggie Tales one, and I was like, oh my gosh, it just took me back. I mean, my kids were big into let's see, Barney. Yeah, everybody knows Barney. What was the one there with the harbor master and tugboat? Something tugboat. Theodore Tugboat. They actually brought a Theodore Tugboat over to Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and we brought the kids over there to see it. That was pretty cool. A full-length boat, made to look like, you know, the Theodore tugboat and stuff. That was cool. It was very cool. But shows like that, Imagine Land, that was another big one. Me and my daughter used to, I remember sitting in the recliner with her watching that, singing, "Great day in the morning, everything's all right." Double A says that Mystery of Space had that carnival on Saturn. A merry-go-round on Saturn's ring. A ride on the ring of Saturn. One complete ride is one complete circumference around the ring. Step right up for only a dime. Hey, Robin Harrison 2.0. How you doing, Bob? Great to have you with us once again, my friend, and neighbor to the north. How's it going? He says, who's got some Joe Kubert art hanging on their wall? I would bet Shannon does. So I don't have any Joe Kubert art. I wish I did, but I do not. So I just have his work in the comics. So Scotty says, yep, the lap trays. They have legs that make them go right above your waist so you can sit with your legs forward. Always sat crisscross applesauce. There you go. I got something similar to that I just bought not too long ago for my laptop. So I can have that. I can sit in the recliner and have the laptop up where it's manageable rather than having it on my chest. Because after you have it on your chest for a while, I don't know about you, it could just be because I'm old and my veins are old or whatever, but it feels like there's so much pressure on my chest afterwards. So, but yeah, so very cool. Jason Nutter said, Billy Graham, wasn't he the Jesse the Body Ventura? Oh, come on, Jason. You're trying to push my buttons again. Billy Superstar Graham, man, he came out in like 72, I think it was. He came out, I think he did start off, I think, as Wayne Coleman, but then he quickly went to Billy Graham, and I think it was probably because of evangelist Billy Graham. Or no, you know what it was? He was brought into the business to be part of the Graham family. Dr. Jerry Graham and Luke Graham. He was like either a brother or a cousin or a nephew. That was the storyline that they brought him in. Like Ric Flair was like somehow related to the Andersons. That kind of storyline. That's right. That's how Billy Graham was brought in, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah. Love me some Billy Graham. Daddy. Twisted Steel and Sex Appeal. Michael Taylor says Rod Mills match ended. His finishing maneuver was the flying body press. Yes, he would do that off the top rope. He was one of the first ones to be doing stuff off the top rope. Him and who was it? Was it Ray Stevens he'd do his bombs away with a knee across the throat off the top rope and stuff like that. Not a lot of people did stuff off the top rope, top turnbuckle. So yeah. And Mills could do a great drop kick too. And he'd do those he'd go side to side and he'd do the flying body press where he'd hit him across in the chest and shoulder and knock him down. So yeah, very cool. Oh man, don't get me talking wrestling, man. I'll be here for forever. I love me some wrestling just as much as I love comics. Scotty says, I'm so confused. Wasn't Billy Graham an evangelist? Well, of course, yes, there was. The famous Billy Graham was an evangelist. This fellow, his real name wasn't Billy Graham. That was his stage name, his professional wrestling name. His name was Wayne Coleman. Did he wrestle too? No, he did not wrestle. That would be cool. I'm going to pound you with my family Bible, brother. Oh, yes. That must have been when I explained it before. Jason says, wrestler, a bit before our time, Scotty. Oh, that's right. You're young fellas. You young bucks. So, yes, sir. Superstar Billy Graham. from Paradise Valley, Arizona. He was the first heel that I ever rooted for. Because up till then, I was all for the baby faces. I was rooting for the good guys, like you're supposed to, good. But Billy Graham, man, I just something about him. I liked him. I wanted to see him do well. It was like, don't tell anybody, but I'm rooting for Billy Graham to be when he beat Bruno. I was really shocked when he beat Bruno, when they let him beat Bruno. But Bruno had been champion for quite a number of years, and he was tired and beat up, and he just wanted a break, So they put the title on Billy Graham, and I think they did not give him a long enough run with that belt because he was starting to take off, and I think he could have been something. But Vince McMahon Sr., they wanted another babyface champion. And they wanted an all-American boy. So there were two. It came down to two people: Steve Kern, who later went on to be one of the Fabulous Ones, famous tag team. He was in Florida, and Bob Backlund, who was out of Minnesota. I think he trained with Vern Gagne, but I think he was also down in Florida for a way. And Eddie Graham, I think it was, told him, look, these are the two guys, and you get your choice. These are the two guys I would recommend. And I believe they went with Bob Backlund. And so the rest, as they say, is history, with Bob Backlund beating Superstar Billy Graham for the title, the WWF title. And I was bummed. I didn't like Backlund as a champion. So I didn't think he was. I mean, he was a great physical specimen, and he had the stamina that wouldn't quit. And everything. I remember him doing the step-up chair thing for an hour while the show was being broadcast. He was doing the step-up challenge. He did it for a whole hour at ringside while the matches were going on, so you could see him doing it. He didn't take a break. I mean, I couldn't have done that. Even at my most athletic years, I couldn't have done it. But anyway, you got me talking wrestling. I'll always be talking wrestling. Ranger Sly, another neighbor to the north. How you doing, Ranger? Great to have you with us once again, sir. How you doing? He says, howdy, everyone. Howdy to you, sir. Hope all is going well. We're getting ready to show some more comics here in a second or two. So stay tuned. Michael Taylor says, Rod, I could be wrong, but I don't think pro wrestling was big on Mill because he was a scientific wrestler. Maybe that's why he didn't get a lot of chances for title matches. Could be wrong, though. Well, he got his chance to wrestle Superstar Billy Graham because Billy Graham was basically just a placeholder for the title, as it turns out. He was just a placeholder. So it gave... See, when Bruno held the belt, the babyfaces never got a shot at the title belt. And people were mad. Hey, I would like to see Chief Jay Strongbow, or Peter Maivia, or I can't think of some of the other ones. Larry Zbyszko, Bruno's protege. We want to see them as world champion. Well, that wasn't going to happen. They weren't going to put babyface versus babyface. That was a rare thing that they ever that WWF ever did. They did Bruno versus Pedro. With the storyline being that there was a misunderstanding and Bruno punched Pedro or Pedro punched Bruno, so they had a draw in, I think it was Shea Stadium, which was big. But that was like 1980, I think, after Bruno had come back. So, but see, I got off track. I don't know where I was going with this. Mill, yeah. So Mill. That's why Mill got that shot, because Mill was popular, and he got the shot. They weren't going to put the belt on him. The belt was either going to go back to Bruno, or they were going to bring in a babyface, another babyface, like I just said, grooming either Bob Backlund or Steve Kern. So in '79, they introduced the Intercontinental title via Pat Patterson, who won the mythical tournament down in Rio de Janeiro for it. So, So they had another title that the baby faces could go for if because there was going to be a baby face on top with the world title. So Scotty says the first wrestler I remember was Andre the Giant, Sting, and Hulk Hogan. Well, Andre was around for a long time. You should have seen Andre in the early '70s when he was young. He could suplex and do stuff you wouldn't have believed it. His matches with Don Leo Jonathan, the Canadian Giant, they were cool. Sting and so that's pretty much what the '80s, right there. Sting. He became Sting after the Blade Runners. Him and the Ultimate Warrior were the Blade Runners. I can't think of what... I used to know what their names were. Well, I can't think of them now, but they were the Blade Runners. And, of course, Hulk Hogan. He got big after the Rocky thing. After the Rocky show. He was big in Vern Gagne's thing, and then Vince McMahon Jr. did the unthinkable and raided the talent of the other wrestling federations and stole Hulk Hogan. So from Vern Gagne's AWA. So Diabetic Superman says, "Hey, Ranger." Ranger says there was also a Billy Graham who was an artist in the Bronze Age on Luke Cage. I vaguely remember that because I heard somebody say that once, and I'm like, "What, Billy Graham?" Because my first thought went to the wrestler, and I'm like, I don't think Billy Graham ever drew comics, But yes, I believe you. Yeah, I remember something about that. Very cool. Thanks for bringing that up, Ranger. See, another Billy Graham. There you go. Cool beans. Man, you guys dropping some knowledge today. I love it. Love it. Jason says, "Howdy to Ranger." And August Aesthetic says, "For wrestlers, most people forget Freddie Blassie." Oh, who can forget Freddie Blassie? You pencil neck geek. I used to have his record album. I gave it away as a gift. I'm glad that the person I gave it to enjoyed it, but I think they probably sold it afterwards. But because it came on blood red vinyl. And it was Freddie Blassie singing songs. He sang a song called Pencil Neck Geek. Pencil Neck Geek. I can't remember all the words. But and he had several other songs on there. But it was just a cool, unique thing. And I've never found another one. So, but yeah, Freddie Blassie, baby. Classy Freddie Blassie. The Hollywood fashion plate, baby. Ranger Sly says Lippy the Lion and Hardy Har and Wally Gator were also favorites of mine. Yeah, they were just great shorts, little shorts. And you enjoyed them. I watched them after school. Just a lot of fun. Jason says, "Classy Freddie Blassie." Yes, sir. It was the one and only. Classy Freddie Blassie. It was a big name in his time, in his heyday. Scotty says, "In 3rd grade, I ran off the bus all the way to my house to my TV, channel 36, to catch our Star Blazers." They had a cool theme song. They had one of the coolest theme songs. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was great. Great. I had to know if they were going to reach Eskandar and save Earth. Yeah. Wow, I hadn't thought of that in a while. But yes, they had a great... the cartoon, it was okay. But I loved that song, man. That was just a great song. Great theme. Double A says, "Wasn't there a wrestler who used to dress up as Batman?" Yeah, there was out in California. I think it was. I can't remember. I think I used to know who it was, but I can't remember because it was such an obscure thing. But he did. Yeah, he wrestled like the Batman in there. You are right, Double A. They had one that that looked like the Mummy, called the Mummy. He wrestled like the Mummy. There was one that looked like the Wolfman, dressed like the Wolfman, and wrestled as the Wolfman. He was actually, I think he was managed by Freddie Blassie around 1974, 75 in the WWF, if I'm not mistaken. So, Jason says exactly right. A character named Barry Alien in a torn up Flash uniform winning a race for the fastest alive. Yeah, I remember that. I have that book because of that particular thing. Whatever book that was in, I know I have that book where that reference and everything takes place. Yes, sir. Yes, sirree. I knew the reference, brother. I got you. Double A says, yes, Jason. Classy Freddie Blassie. And where are we here? Oh, wow. It's already 12:30? Almost 12:30? Holy cow, guys. Don't forget to check out Triple C coming up soon on his $3 auction. He says, let's see. Michael Taylor says, yesterday Jaws was on national TV. I'm guessing because it's the 50th anniversary of the movie. Wow, has it been 50 years? Man, that just makes me feel old. Oh, I'm old now. I'm old now. I just got my... just here bumping my gums. That's all I'm doing. Jason says, I'd post a picture of buried alien if the chat would let me. I don't know how you post it on here. I wouldn't know. You'd have to make a file and then send it. But I remember that. Michael Taylor says Jaws was on Channel 7, ABC by me at 8 p.m. Wow, I haven't seen that. Jaws, that's another one I bet you I haven't seen since the 70s. So, Scotty says, Michael Taylor, yep, I posted many videos to celebrate Jaws, the big 5-0, baby. Scotty says, yes, but does the heat and humidity breed mutant mosquitoes up north? I have to keep my cats inside so the mosquitoes don't carry them away. Now, this time of year, we get the black flies, the little tiny black flies. They're the worst because they'll get, like I'll be outside. I remember when I used to be playing softball, be out there playing, and you have your hat, and they would come and be right on the brim of your hat where it meets your skin, and it was like, this is, we're going to get in the shade, and we're going to chew you up. It was like, I hate them. So, but yeah, mosquitoes not so much. They come out at night, but more so later on in the summer for us. So, but we have to watch out because if you have any like stagnant pools of water or anything like that, is where they can breed, and they can carry all kinds of different diseases and stuff. So they're always up here. Sometimes they spray for them and stuff like that. So in my neighborhood. So all right, Michael's put down the line once again. All right, we got some more. What do we got? Let's see. Last time I showed DC. This time I'm going to show some Tales to Astonish. How about that? How about some Tales to Astonish? Dun dun dun. All right. This was starting from the beginning for me. This is the earliest Tales to Astonish that I have. And it is number 35. This is the first one. This is the first appearance, I believe, of Ant-Man in costume, but it's his second appearance, I believe. And it says the return of the Ant-Man. So there we go. A little piece of Marvel history. Look at that perspective. Guys, bearing now. They like Land of the Giants. All right. And we got number 36. Ant-Man Under Glass. It's a delicacy. And number 37. Number 38, Ant-Man stuck to the fly paper, but look out, Egghead's coming. Dun, 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 dun. And number 39, Another Ant-Man story. The Beetle That Talked. Number 40, The Day Ant-Man Failed. He's trying to start his car. Oh, he had to get inside, change the spark plugs. Number 41, Prisoner of the Slave World. Another bug coming to get you. Have to put a big arrow on the cover so you can find Ant-Man. He's so tiny. Number 42, The Man with the Voice of Doom. What, he does an impression of Dr. Doom? Is that the deal? Inquiring minds want to know. Here we go with number 43. Wow, this one's still in the original bag that I bought it in because it's got the thumbtack hole where it was on tacked up on the wall of a comic store that was called Comic Relief, and they got a bunch of these in and a bunch of the Tales of Suspense at one time. And this is what they were selling for in, I would say, 1988, 87, somewhere in there. Look at that sticker. $5. $5 for a piece of Silver Age history, man, back in the day. Time to put this in a new bag. Although this feels like it's almost like a Mylar, but there you go. Number 44, Ant-Man and the Wasp. This one's seen better days. It's well loved, but it's intact. Number 45, The Return of Egghead. Number 46, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Cyclops walks the earth. Here is number 47, autographed by MC. This is from the MC collection, whatever that means. Music to Scream By. And one of the most vicious, vile, evil villains to ever come across a Marvel comic. Number 48 features Ant-Man and the Wasp battling the Porcupine. Have any of you guys seen the AI video, like TikTok videos or shorts of these guys making like Bigfoot? And it's like Bigfoot talking, and he's doing selfies and videos of himself. I gotta admit, those things have me dying when I see them. Some of them, the language gets a bit much for me, but the majority of them are pretty doggone funny. They got one where it is Bigfoot, and then his buddy is called Yeti, and he's all white. He's like the snowman, the Yeti type of thing. They're funny. I can't imagine you can't come across them if you just scroll through some of the shorts, because they are everywhere, but they are doggone funny. So, number 49, Ant-Man becomes Giant Man. With the eraser, the living eraser. I think he popped up later on in Marvel 2-in-1, didn't he? With the Thing. Didn't he pop up in that series later on? I think that's only the two times I've ever think I've seen him. Here we go, number 50. Tales to Astonish. Giant Man and the Wonderful Wasp battle the unbeatable top. Spinning like the top. Here's another one from Comic Relief, $5. So I mean, this is in great shape, man. I mean, it really is. 51, number 51. It's got that orange sticker on there. That's how I can tell. Oh, you got another one coming too. So yeah, I grabbed as many of them as I could. I grabbed all the ones that were left there. I mean, that was just crazy. Oh yeah, yeah. There's quite a few of them. 3 more of them. Let's see. Number 52. The Black Knight makes an appearance. Look at that. All right. $53. Oh, that dirty, dastardly porcupine is back. Just get to the point. And number 54. No place to turn. Who is El Toro? Well, whoever he is, he's down here, right there. It looks like he could be a luchador from Lucha Libre. Number 55. The top is back. And Ant-Man and the Wasp, The Coming of the Magician. Oh, we got a little guest star action, maybe? Number 57, On the Trail of Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, knows whatever a spider can. Fights Giant and the Wasp. Doo-doo-doo. Number 58. Couple more. Hang with me, couple more. Here we go, number 59. It is the next appearance of the Incredible Hulk after the Incredible Hulk 6-issue series stopped. They brought him back in this title, this issue, number 59, as he took on Giant Man. And we'll end it with number 60, where they made it so the Incredible Hulk would now share the book with Giant Man and the Wasp. So, I love the split covers. Not only that, it's Silver Age, and it's the Incredible Hulk. What more do you want in a comic? Cool beans. All right. So there you go. There's some Tales to Astonish from the old collection. All right, I got a ton of them I got to put away. All right, let's go back. Mike Taylor's got the line going for me. Thank you so much, Michael. And Scotty says, Mystery in Space, Journey into Mystery. It's a mysterious morning here. Yes, sir, Bob. It sure was mysterious the way we started out, wasn't it? Come on. And one of us says, Chicago forecast says, in the 90s every day next week. Wow. See, I'd be my weather, man. 90 degrees. I love it. I love it. It's like a nice warm blanket. I get cold if it gets below 80. I do, man. I get cold. And Scotty says breed, not bread. Ha, gotcha. The Jackson Rourke says, a Norse is a Norse, of course, of course. And no one messes with the Norse, of course. That is, of course, unless the Norse is the great mighty Thor. I love it, Jackson. You're an inspiration. Michael Taylor says, very cool that you have 2 copies of that Journey into Mystery Thor Hulk. Yeah, I had to, I just lucked into another one. And it was like, come on, I can't, okay, I gotta have that. Just in case, a backup. You never know. You never know. You just never know. Scotty says, yes, Thor was serious in the early Marvel movies until they made him stupid. Yes. He wasn't the same at all after that. I mean, I enjoyed some of the humor bits, but what was it? Ragnarok? No. Oh, what was? Yeah, I think it was Ragnarok where Hulk was in there. I wasn't happy with that portrayal of Thor. I wanted a more serious Thor. I wanted him to talk like he does in the comics. I understand that would probably turn folks off, but I don't know. That's just what I wanted. But they don't make the movies for Rod, so they make them for the biggest audience they can get. So I understand that. That's just me being selfish. So Jason says, and no one can talk to a Norse, of course. Picking right up on it. Good boy. All right. Michael Taylor says, very clever, Jackson. Yes, sir. Double A says that Space Ranger also had a series in Tales of the Unexpected, too. Do you collect that, too? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Maybe I'll show some of those next week. No, I won't show anything next week because next week, it's a good time to mention it. Next week, there will not be a comic book memory show because next week is the annual Strawberry Festival here in town. And me and the family always go to that. And we're going to keep the tradition alive and going next Saturday. So we will see you the following week. And when I was talking to Shannon, it sounds like we're both going to be back at the same time. So we'll be back doing it once again. Love it, love it, love it. So, but yes, Double A, I do collect Space Ranger in the Tales of the Unexpected too. Yes. Unexpected. Yeah, no, I had you. I had you back. DS says, I agree with you, Rod. I would love to have seen Don Blake turn into Thor. Yeah, that would have just been a cool thing, I think. You know, and I would have loved to have sat in on meetings where they put it all together type of thing and say, well, why don't you do that? Why? I want to know why you don't want to do that. Is it because you'd have to pay another actor to play the part? I mean, at that point, the money you're spending on that really is it going to make that much of a difference in the budget? You know, I don't know. I just, you know, I just wish that they had done that. That would have been cool. Like I'm still hoping at some point to see the Absorbing Man in a Marvel movie. Not I saw what they did with the character in the Marvel series that they did. What was it? I want to say FBI, but I know it wasn't FBI. Agents there. Not Agents of Steel. You know what? You guys know what it is. Anyway, I saw what they did with that. It was okay, but I want to see the bald guy that talks like he's been in prison for forever, swinging the ball, the ball and chain. You know, and that's what I want to see that, and I want to see him be a physical threat to a Thor or a Hulk. You know. Get rid of that Professor Hulk. I hate the Professor Hulk. The Jackson Rourke says that kid used to say, a stitch on the spine saves mine. There you go. I love it. I love it. Yes, sir. Scotty says, I don't know, but Stitch would be with Lilo. Oh, jeez. Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, there you go. Michael Taylor says, I agree, Rod. It would have been cool if Blake banged his cane on the ground to transform into Thor in the movies. I just think it would be a cool visual and, truer to the character, because they did the bit about, hey, Thor needs to learn humility. Okay, so why not just do that? Put him into the Don Blake's body, type of thing, and throw his hammer into a cave in Norway or wherever it was, Sweden, or wherever, there's so much more to that they could have, in my mind, they could have done. Now, maybe there's logistic reasons why they couldn't do it, that I'm not aware of. It's entirely possible. But I just know that's what I would like to see. If they said, hey, let's ask Rod what he would want to see, and let's do it that way. Well, that's what I would have said. That's what I would have said. Michael Thiel says, you're on a roll, Jackson. Yes, sir. Oh, Scott, a big fat yeast roll. Ouch. No. Michael Taylor, he's throwing down the line again. What time is it? It's 1:15. You guys want to see some more? You guys, I'm never going to catch up with you guys in the chat. I'll show a quick 10. How's that? And then we'll move on. I'll show a quick 10. This looks like about 10. All right, Tales of Suspense. Here we go. This is my early Tales of Suspense. Tales of Suspense number 36. So this is pre-Iron Man. It's the only pre-Iron Man one that I have. Meet Mr. Meek. So it kind of looks like Bruce Banner. Doesn't he look like Bruce Banner? So, all right. So that's 36. Then I got this facsimile, number 39, because that's as close as I'll ever get to the real thing. Iron Man. Tony Stark. Number 41 is where I begin my run with Iron Man. He's still wearing the gold armor. This one. Or is this when he starts wearing the gold armor? This might be the one where he starts wearing it. So, there we go. Who is that in the background? Oh, that's a Doctor Strange. That's a different Doctor Strange. That's not Stephen Strange. But that's who that is. There we go, number 42. The Red Barbarian is the villain. The Red Barbarian. Here we go with number 43. With Kala, the Queen of the Netherworld. We better not let, whatchamacallit, Hela, know you're doing that. She come over, she's gonna snatch your hair right off your head. Boom. Here we go with number 44. Iron Man battles the legions of the Mad Pharaoh. Number 45, we got a visit by Jack Frost. Except he's not a nice guy. Jack Frost. And we got number 46 with the Crimson Dynamo. And number 47 with the Mysterious Melter. Number 48, Iron Man gets a makeover. There we go. Oh, wish I could get that out of there. There we go. And we got a guest appearance by the X-Men's Angel, number 49. And around this one out, we got number 50 with the Mandarin. I always liked the Mandarin because he had rings. I was always a ring guy because of Green Lantern. So I always loved anything to do with rings. And he had 10 of them. So they were cool. All right, there we go. 10 issues of that. And we're back. Let's see if we can't catch up on the Peanut Gallery. We got Scotty saying, I just noticed yesterday that Marvel Comics Illuminator number 1 and 2 were square bound, but number 3 was not. Sadly, number 3 was the last issue. I'm not familiar with Illuminator. So is that a new series or something like that? Or I'm not familiar with it. Michael Taylor says, fantastic journey into mysteries. I love that era of books. I love them all. Who am I kidding? I always say, well, no, I love them all. But that era of books where those heroes were, before they got their own Silver Age series, and they were in these books that would split stories and stuff like that, split the books into 2 hero stories and stuff like that. I love those things. And Journey into Mystery was just very cool. I loved Thor. And what's not to love? It was Kirby and so much good stuff going on, man. So much good stuff. So I agree with you, Michael. They are fantastic. Triple C says today's show is actually giveaways every 15 minutes. So if you aren't over there, you might want to think about it because you want to get some giveaways. Holy cow, I can't imagine what he's going to be giving away because I've seen some of the books that he gives and whew, you don't want to miss out. Jason says Stitch is cute and fluffy, Scotty, at least according to Stitch himself. Firearm is Robinson's second best book behind Starman Rod. I've never even heard of Firearm. Who put that book out? Was it a Marvel book? Let me know, Jason. And Michael Taylor says Micah, aka Graphic Man show, is back on Wednesdays after a short break. Oh, cool. Cool beans. I would imagine it's like a 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time start. But definitely get over to Micah's channel Wednesday night and check him out. I'll be interested to see who he's going to have on his panel this time. He always has a great show. I miss Micah not being on every week, man. He is sorely missed. So, in fact, I think I've got a text from him. I've got to get back to him. I've just been so busy the last couple days, man. So, yeah, definitely. Thank you for that, Michael. I was not aware of that. But thank you so much, man. Cool beans. Wednesday night, Graphic Man. Put it on your TV must-watch agenda. Scotty says thunder or rocket ship. Probably a rocket ship. Yeah, I don't know what it was, but, man, it was loud. Right out. Seemed like right outside the window, like something was going on. So... my wife didn't come screaming down here, so I got to believe everything's okay. So, Ranger Sly says, agreed, Jason. Robinson's Firearm was Ultraverse, imprint of Malibu. Okay, so it is that you guys are talking about the Malibu Ultraverse. Okay, all right, okay. Yeah, I think I do know that now. Wasn't he the blonde? Was he a blonde guy? I think he was. But I've got those cartoons on VHS that I recorded, not on a bought VHS, but that I recorded off the TV. So I got those, all of those on VHS. I just wish I could get to them. I got so much stuff, just can't get to them. I got my VCRs set up right here. So my VCRs and my DVDs are right there with the TV ready to go. At the control console. Jason says the mic was last wrestling for TNA. Uh-huh. Is that was he one of the Metro Men? Was he one of the Metro Men? Am I thinking of the right guy? Was he one of the Metro Men? Jason says, definitely Ranger. Rafferty still ranks among my top 5 villains for how he was written. Cool. Wow, you guys are making me interested in it. The Geeky Puppet Show. Hey, great to have you with us. What do you got going on? He says, remember the power bomb. Remember to powerbomb that like button and subscribe to the best Saturday morning comic show on YouTube. Oh, you're too kind, sir. You are too kind. Oh, and Rod's channel is great too. I love it. Hook, line, and sinker. Hook, line, and sinker. You got me. You got me. That's all I get for not reading ahead. If you haven't been over to see the Geeky Puppet Show, you gotta check them out, and more than that, don't be afraid to join in. They'll let you join in. Just let them know you want to take part, and they'll give you a part of whatever they're reading. It's a lot of fun. I don't know what all days you do it now. I do know you do a show on Saturday mornings at 9 o'clock Eastern time, and I think Sunday night you still do the Sunday night show, and one Friday night. I can't remember. I used to have, when I had the old setup, I had my my cheat note right on the thing, but when I rearranged everything, I lost my cheat note. So, but yeah, go ahead and put down what your schedule is, Geeky Puppet Show, so we can let everybody know. So. Michael Taylor says, growing up, I had a red tabby cat that was a beloved part of the family. Found him in the parking lot of the old TSS department store. I don't know if anyone remembers TSS. I'm not familiar with TSS. It might have been something regional department store, but I don't remember a TSS department store up here. We had like Siegel City and Sawyer Mills and Rich's department store, King's department store, Woolworth's, Giant store. There was a Giant store. So, man, I miss all those. Scotty says, Outer Space Men were made again with Lyos joints and fit in with Kenner Star Wars figures well. Mine hang out at the Creature Cantina. Look them up. They're cool. I have 4, and now they are money. Jason says, wait, Geeky, can we self-promote here? Yes, I can. I've been on the Geeky Puppet Show. It's a lot of fun, and a lot of great people involved in it. So definitely check them out. That's perfectly fine. Anytime we can help people, we try to. So Scotty says, modern Outer Space Men, I have. I don't have the 60s bendy figures. Those are epic. I used to have a bendy Captain America, and it came with a shield. Oh, that was so cool. That was my favorite bendy. Of all the bendies I ever had was the Captain America one, man. That was pretty doggone cool. The Geeky Puppet Show says, Jason, he's laughing out loud. Do you do what you want as long as Rod gets a cut of the profits? Oh, is that the deal? Oh, don't tell everybody. Jason says, Geeky, wait, I have to make a profit too and then share it? It's only fair. Jason Nutter says, Rod, can we get you to say Hawkman in the Space Ghost way? Hawkman! He says like Birdman. But, I mean, it was Birdman that said his own name. Space Ghost did. My Tour didn't, though. My Tour didn't. I don't remember him saying, My Tour! Maybe he did. Young Samson and Goliath never did, I don't believe. And The Herculoids didn't. And what was the other one? Excuse me, Shazam. Shazam never did. That was probably the weakest of all of them for me because Shazam could beat everybody. Shazam could just beat everybody. You knew they weren't going to be in any real danger. Nobody could. Oh yeah, how you going to endanger a genie? You know what? Wave the bottle in front. Get in, get in. You know he's going to say, "What? Get out of here with that noise." Jason Nutter says, "Sorry, Birdman." Well, yeah, okay, that's what I thought you wanted, so I did it. Hawkman. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Yeah, that music would work too. I love that music. It's just cool music. Jason also says, well, Gigi, if I ever make a profit, I'll be charitable. Double A says Hawkman's strangest foe was the Shadow Thief. Yeah, it was he was a bizarre one. Huh? It was weird because he wore that costume, and the costume would give him the powers, basically. The suit would give him the powers, you know. And Tempest from Mars says, I hope you get that Viking Prince cover, Doc. I got the Silent Night one I wanted, issue number 15. Oh, very nice. Very nice, Tempest. Yeah. See that? I wouldn't mind having one of those too, you know. But the couple of Viking Prince ones that I've seen, and a couple of where he appears a couple other times, like he appears in a two-parter war comic, Our Army at War with Sergeant Rock. He's figured into the story, a two-part story, which is just cool. So it's when I see characters like that, I want to know more about the characters and stuff. And then when I get to know the character, I want to have at least one book of theirs in my collection. So you know, just to have, you know, it'd just be cool. So thank you, Tempest, and then congrats on getting the Silent Night one, man. That's awesome. And Michael Taylor says, Rod, remember that picture I mentioned of me from about the early to mid 70s in front of my childhood home, holding the Aurora glow-in-the-dark mummy model next to my sister, my friend? My sister found it and said, "Oh, cool beans! Oh man, we gotta get you to show that picture somehow. How do we do it? We have to get that would be cool to see, man. Oh, that's awesome. Like he sent it to me. Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool, man. Isn't it neat when you find an old picture like that? I remember when my mother found some old pictures of me and my brother, early Christmases, like 1967 stuff. I think you guys have seen them. I've showed them on here before in videos or whatnot. But yeah, it's just so cool to have. It's like gaining a little piece of your childhood history back, you know. So very cool, Michael, man. And Ranger Sly says, I'd love for DC to collect all the early Brave and the Bold issues, first 25, with the swashbuckling heroes, Golden Gladiator, Viking Prince, Silent Knight, and Robin Hood. Yeah, that would be very cool indeed, Ranger. Yeah, I'm not one usually to buy collected ones, collected, you know, what do you want to call them, trade paperbacks or something like that. But that one I would. That one I would, because I've always loved Brave and the Bold. And the more I got into Brave and the Bold and realized it wasn't just about the Batman team-ups and stuff, I really, really grew to like it even more. So, and then just learning about these characters and stuff like that, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I would definitely pick that up. I'm right there with you. Come on, DC, get on the ball. Double A says, Michael, my favorite glow-in-the-dark figure is DC's Spectre. Remember that one? This one? With the glow-in-the-dark Spectre. With the Spear of Destiny. Come on. What other DC superhero has a spear of destiny? So, very cool. Very cool. Love the Spectre, too. Love the Spectre. Michael Taylor says, Double A, very cool. Yes, sir. Double A says, yes, the Viking Prince. I remember the story where he had Thor's hammer, which turned out to be a hoax to fool the enemy. Aha. What was it? What book was that in? Was that it? That wasn't part of the story for our army at war, though. Oh. Is that one of the Brave and the Bold stories? Because that would be a cool one to have. Definitely. Mike Taylor says, Double A, I don't think I remember that model. Sounds very cool, though. Jason says, Rod loves his Barry Allen. Wally West is the best. Hashtag. Oh, you're killing me. You're killing me, Jason. Wally West. I will say that Wally West is the best Kid Flash ever. Double A says, Michael, since you mentioned the Mummy, I have a figure of one, the Boris Karloff version. Oh. Love it, love it, love it. Jason says, Rod, you're 6 minutes into golden time. What time are you reading this? This time, what time is it? It is 1:05. I'm getting close to wrapping things up here. We're close. We're close. Double A says, well, I have to sign off now to meet my buddy at Mickey D's. Wanted the hash. Oh, yeah, baby. McDonald's has the best hash browns. Hands down. Hands down. Of a national chain. Wanted the hash browns, but they serve it in the morning only. I'm sorry. I know that Rod loves those hash browns. Yes, sir, brother. Yes, I do. So you go get some hash browns. Take care, and we'll see you next week. Hopefully, Double A. Take care, and thanks so much for hanging out with us today, man. The Jackson Roy Kirk says, the grapes of math. I never had those. I hated math. Oh man, and math is not my strong suit, man. I just never got it. Just didn't like it at all. It's like, it's I can't figure out these numbers. It makes my head hurt. Gives me an ice cream headache. Scotty says, Veggie Tales were written for adults, but kids could enjoy it too. I love the USS Apple Pie. I couldn't remember any particular single episode except the one where they kept going Cebu, about it was a bull or a buffalo or something. That's the only one that I can remember, but I'm sure I probably saw that episode because we watched a lot of them, and we've got a lot of them on VHS tape. Store-bought ones that we had for the kids. So, Mike Taylor says, Double A, very cool Karloff. Probably the greatest of the monster actors. Frankenstein, Mummy, enough said. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Boris Karloff, man, he was cool. I enjoyed Boris Karloff. I really enjoyed him when he would do the intros, like a Rod Serling type intro for that show called Thriller, which was like a Twilight Zone show, and that's something I'm looking for. I'd like to get that on DVD. I wish I don't know if they make it that way. I haven't really hardcore looked to find it, but that was a great series. I enjoyed those shows like that with Twilight Zone. I think you guys know Twilight Zone is my favorite show of all time, TV show. But that would I would love to get that on DVD. Michael Taylor says, fantastic Brave and the Bold, especially those Hawkmans. Yeah, I was real lucky and very thankful to get those, especially that debut one. I mean, those, you've heard me mention his name, Bill Lockhart, man. I was at his doorstep well, not his doorstep, but at his table at the indoor flea market every Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. And we got such a great relationship to the point where he would save big books like that and give me first dibs on them if I wanted them. So that was very nice of him. I always appreciated him doing that. That was very, very nice of him to do that. And Psychotronic Squirt Gun Aaron, how you doing, Aaron? He says, hey, Rod, hope you're having a wonderful day. And greetings, Peanuts in the Peanut Gallery. I hope you're having a great day, too, Aaron. Hope everything's going well. I'm glad to see you in the Peanut Gallery this morning. Cool beans, all right. Michael Taylor says Snooker also did a flying body press. Yeah, Snooker was a madman. He did that flying body press off the top of the cage onto, who was it? He did one on Don Morocco, and he did one on Bob Backlund when Jimmy was a heel. And man, they give him all the props in the world for doing that. That's a long ways down, and despite what everybody thinks, those mats aren't that padded, as evidenced by one of the girls there, Liv Morgan, just last Monday night. On Monday night, she just took a front face bump, went down, separated her shoulder by hitting it on the mat. So, injuries are real. The blood is real. For the most part. If they're bleeding from the mouth most times, or the nose most times, well, no, if they're bleeding from the mouth most times, that's a blood capsule, or a balloon filled with red liquid, type of thing. But if they're bleeding from the forehead, that's a blade job. They're juicing. They're leaking. They're leaking. Scotty says, I'm not young. I just had a sheltered childhood. Michael Taylor says, years later, Graham returned as a marshal. I didn't like that gimmick. Yeah, he returned and hooked up with Kevin Sullivan, the Prince of Darkness, with his gang. And he... it was just like, oh, man. And he was bald, and he had the mustache. And it was like, oh, no, you're not Billy Graham. Go away. Go away. Michael Taylor says, Graham was bald as well when he returned. Yeah, bald and had that mustache and wore the bottoms of gi, like karate pants or whatever. Jiu-jitsu pants, and that didn't like. Jake Roberts pulled off those pants better than Graham could. So, let's see. Jason says, Scotty, we might not be young, but Rod... I fill in appropriate age joke here. Yeah, I know. I used to work with a fellow, Jesse. And Jesse, God bless him, he was great. He made the day fun. And he would say, when it got to talking about, whatever, age or anything like that, he would always turn to me and says, so what color were Jesus' sandals? How was the life back then? He'd just make some kind of old joke to me, stuff like that. I miss that. Oh, that was funny. He was great. Jesse, if you're out there and you happen to watch this, man, I missed you, brother. Scotty says Rod's family came over on the ark. Yeah, there you go. See? There it goes. Absolutely. My kids, I think I've told you before, my kids used to say, Dad, what was the world like when it was in black and white? I'm like, come on. Oh, Scotty says Rod invented fire. Geeky Puppet Show says, a few hours later, Rod is still on the same comment talking wrestling. Yeah, that could be me. I'm guilty as charged. GPS, I'm guilty as charged. Scotty says, Rod remembers when the earth was flat. Oh, Michael Taylor says, Backlund and Martel was a great tag team. Martel. Which Martel was that? Bob Backlund. Because I'm trying to remember him in a tag team match. In a tag team. Martel. Let me know, Michael. I'm curious to know which Martel. Was it Ken Martel? No, that's Mentel. Martel. I can't pick. I'm not familiar with the name Martel, other than Sherry Martel. The Jackson Roykirk says, body slams Froggy. Quiet, you, he says. Geeky Papa Joe says, I already fell asleep. Laugh out loud. Well, I have a tendency to do that. Just ask my wife. I put her right to sleep. Jason says, Graham the wrestler might not have drawn comics. However, Jerry the King Lawler, the wrestler, does draw comics. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He could draw, too. The King could draw. Yes, he did. Robert Harrison says, happy trails until next time when comics were fun. Yeah, baby. Robert, thank you so much. And if you get a chance, check out Robert Harrison 2.0. He does videos usually every Friday and Saturday, where he does movie reviews. Sometimes he'll play music. Sometimes he'll Sometimes he'll show comics from his collection. Got a great collection. So definitely check him out. So cool beans. Thank you, Bob. The Geeky Puppet Show says, I propose a new show on Saturdays. Classic wrestling memories. Oh, hey, don't think I haven't thought of that. Seriously. I actually talked to Eric Breen about doing some kind of a wrestling thing. Show talking about wrestling and stuff. So it's come up in the past. I haven't done any movement on it just because, unfortunately, with everything that goes on, just haven't had the time or the energy to be able to devote to it. It takes me, I devote a good amount of time during the week to this show here, and I love doing it. So I just wish I had more energy and more time. But GPS, never say never. Never say never. Jason said Rod would be all about that show, Geeky. Yeah, absolutely I would have. I would be bringing down the old NWA 10 pounds of gold, baby. B. Jackson Roykirk says, Star Blazers, the best part for me was the ship. They must have did they make toys of those? I'm sure they did, because it was what? It was from Japan, right? It was Japanimation type of thing. But I imagine they probably made some toys. But they might not have been available over in American markets. But I bet that ship was cool to have. If you could have a toy ship, it'd be like a foot long or so of that. That would have been cool, Oh, man, that would be cool. Michael Taylor says, Werewolf by Lunchtime would make a great wrestling name. There you go. There was a guy who wrestled as the Wolfman. I mentioned him earlier. There was. Scotty says, yep, I ate lunch while you were talking about wrestling. Well, there we go. And Michael Taylor says, the movie that started all the future shark movies. Yes, Jaws. Yes, sir. And Scotty says, well, we have swamps here. I don't know if you know, but 80% of all Venus flytraps are located in my county at the Green Swamp, 12 miles away. And, of course, we have many pockets of water here. Now, where is it you're located? You're down by Myrtle Beach, right? Is it Myrtle Beach that you're down by? No, I don't think it's Myrtle Beach. I am one of us says, Tales to Astonish. Always astonish me. Thanks for showing them, Rod. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I am one of us. I'm glad you enjoyed them. And hopefully I can show some more maybe next week. It's just fun. It's fun for me to share them with people who might not have seen, some of the covers in the runs or stuff like that, or maybe didn't know about certain issues where they might have a character in it that they're interested in or something like that. So it's always fun for me to dig out those classics like that and show them, because you never know You hear stories of, oh, that was my first comic that I ever bought and stuff. I love hearing those stories, man. I love hearing those stories. What those books mean to you, that's what this show it was built on. Comic book memories, man. So I'm so glad you enjoyed that. I'm one of us. Thank you. DS says the humidity today, it's supposed to feel like 110 degrees outside. Holy smokes. For me, that's a warm blanket. I'll be outside. I can get outside in that sunshine with my sunshiny shirt. I'll be singing the Brady Kids songs, you know. I think I'll go for a walk. The summer sun's calling my name. Come on, I know you all have the Brady Kids CD in your stack of CDs, just like me. I know you do. Don't even try that nonsense. All right, one of us says, it's almost July, and that's why the high temps. Yeah, we get about 2 weeks of really high temperatures in July, the first 2 weeks. And then after that, it starts to cool down. And then next thing you know, it's fall, and then right into winter. Summer, we never really get a real full summer, seems like up here. Michael Taylor says, the Ant Mechanic. There you go. And Missing Mars says, hey, Rob, where do you see these giveaways? Where do we see these giveaways? On Triple C's channel. Comic Cheap Comic Collector. That's his handle. You go to his YouTube site, and he's doing them. I hope you probably got the information from somebody before I got to you, Missing Mars, because I know it's probably been a half hour since you probably posted, and I got to it. So, but hopefully you got over there and still can get over there to get something if you didn't. Whoops. Still got a lot of comments here. Everybody's hanging out today. I love it. The Geeky Puppet Show says it's 91 and the dew point is 74. It's warmer here in Wisconsin than it is in Florida. Holy cow. And he says high for today is 97. And it's 33 degrees at the airport, but who the heck cares who lives at the airport? The old George Carlin routine. Scotty says, MC Collection, you know, it's too legit to quit. Hammer time. 3 days of this heat, says Geeky Puppet Show. And Michael Taylor says, Egghead reminds me a bit of Kingpin. Yeah, he's just got that kind of pyramid head, though, going, you know. Something you'd see in one of those Schoolhouse Rock cartoons, you know, that kind of look to him. Jason Nutter says, wait, it doesn't sound like Rod is respecting the porcupine. What would ever give you that idea? He says, Scott, you can't touch this. Nah. Dun. Scotty says, Bigfoot doesn't live here. It's too humid and hot. He's wearing a permanent fur coat. The Jackson Roy Kirk says, good memory, Rod. The Eraser did, in fact, return in Marvel 2-in-1 with The Thing and Morbius. There you go. Wow. I couldn't have pulled the Morbius part out. I just read it recently. Oh, cool beans. See, what are the chances? What are the chances? The living Eraser, man. Oh, he's a threat. Except for when Mr. Penn comes by. He can't do nothing to Mr. Penn. Michael Taylor says, probably not, but makes you wonder if Egghead was the inspiration for Kingpin. You never know. The Jackson Roykirk says, that porcupine, such a stickler. I get the point. Ba-dum-bum-tsh. And DS says there's an Eraser villain in a Silver Age issue of Batman too. Yes, with he's got the whole pencil body going across the cover there. Yes, sir. I remember. I'm with you, DS. Diabetic Superman. I got you, brother. Scotty says, I think your spaceship landed here. I heard thunder in a clear sky. Yeah, that's what I mean, I can't see to the window, but it sure looks like it's still light out there. And that was just weird. Just bizarre. Could have been a plane flying kind of low, but Michael Taylor says, terrific Tales to Astonish. Well, thank you, Michael. Love those. Just love those old, early Silver Age books by Marvel, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Scotty says, yep, definitely Thunder. Or the mothership just entered the atmosphere. The Jackson Roykirk says, gonna head out. Have a great weekend, everyone. Jackson, thank you so much for hanging out with us again, sir. Always appreciate it. Take care. Have a great weekend. And we hope to see you next week in the Peanut Gallery, my friend. Take care. And Scotty says, Strawberry Shortcake Festival? No. Well, there will be Strawberry Shortcake. That's what they are known for. It's a big seller there. We always have a little bit of Strawberry Shortcake to start the day. So, yeah, you could almost call it the Strawberry Shortcake Festival. The Jackson Roker. Enjoy, Rod. Thank you, Jackson. Take care, brother. Scotty says, Men in Black. Dun, dun, dun. You know, I seriously think about this. I don't know why, but I'm thinking of doing a story about Men in Black coming to what would be the equivalent of like either a Gerard Butler or a Jason Statham, and because he sees a UFO and they come to him and they're gonna do what they usually reportedly do, threaten you, don't say anything, and let us in and give us all the evidence, blah blah blah, anything you got, blah blah. And somehow it doesn't work out well for the Men in Black. You know what I mean? I thought that would be a cool movie concept, I would think. You know, not the Men in Black with, Will Smith and whatchamacallit there. Not that. I'm talking a serious one where they come in and look for trouble and, they get more than what they're looking for. So, they picked on the wrong guy. So, interesting. Michael Taylor says, great show as always. Had a blast, Rod. Peanut Gallery, have a great weekend and upcoming week. You too, Jackson. Michael, you too. Thank you so much. As always, thank you so much for the line again this week. In absence of Maranya, hopefully she's doing better. Her situation is doing better. So, but thank you very much for being able to do that for her and us as she's on the sidelines for a bit. So, cool beans, Michael. Thank you so much. Geeky Puppet Show says, I say ignore the lines. Missing Mars says, later peeps, heading over to Cheap Comic Collectors for the giveaway show Beyond the Con. There you go. Missing Mars got the idea. Get over there and get some good comics, man. Some free giveaways. Yeah. Michael Taylor said, Rod, yes, because we want to see the movies as accurate to the comics as possible, referring to Blake banging his cane on the ground. Yeah, I'm with you. Michael Taylor says, very cool Tales of Suspense. Thanks again, Michael. Appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoyed them, man. Scotty says, Illuminator 1 through 3, 1993. Yeah, I've never heard of that. I've never heard of it. Never seen it that I know of. Jason says, Malibu put out Firearm Rod as part of the Ultraverse. Okay. All right. So, wow. I have taken a long time to get to this point, haven't I? Because that was a while ago that you guys had talked about that. So, Tad's comment. Hey, Tad. Great to have you with us, sir. Thank you so much. He says, hi, Silver Age. Well, hi to you, sir. Glad you could pop by and swing in, say hi. Hope you get a chance to check out the show later on and see the comics we showed today. A lot of Silver Age, good stuff, Silver Age. So, and Michael Taylor says, Rod, maybe Superman's rocket landed in your backyard. Yeah, that would be good. Befriend him when he's young. Be a good friend. He'd stick up for you. Jason says, you are thinking of the right guy. The Mike was one of the Metro Men. Okay. I do remember seeing him. Sky, actually, my daughter actually pointed him out. She knew which one he was. Yes, 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 yes. He was part of a. Oh, he's married to that. Oh, I can't think of her name now. Yeah, yeah, no, but I know what you mean. They were in AEW for a while. Then they were in ROH for a while too. So Ring of Honor. That's coming. Hi, Scotty. He says. Scotty says hi, Ted. And Jason says, wrong. Yeah, I knew. I had you, brother. The Geeky Puppet Show says Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, Saturdays 9 a.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern, Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern, and Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. There's literally a live stream every night except for Wednesday night. There you go. That's the schedule. If you get a chance, definitely get over there and don't be afraid to join them because they're always looking for people to jump in and have some fun. And you will have fun. So get to read some great stories and a lot of fun time, a lot of fun jokes going on there. So definitely check them out, guys, gals. And Michael Taylor says TSS had a record department where I bought my 45s and albums in the 70s. Oh, cool. That reminds me, there's a indoor flea market type of place that I want to go back to because they have oh man, I just knocked my thing out. Doggone it. Hold on. Gotta do it now, right? Holy cow. Come on. Oh, yeah. There we go. All right. Okay. So, yeah, there's a indoor flea market that was selling 45s the way we used to buy them in the same packaging from like the 70s. So I want to get back there. Thank you for reminding me that. Maybe I can do that. Sneak over there today. See if the missus wants to make a little trip. So, Michael says, yeah, pictures like that is looking into a time machine porthole, if it makes sense. Yeah, I know, I totally get it, man. I totally get it, Michael. Absolutely. It does too. When you see something like that, it does take you right back, don't it? You know? So, Michael says, later to double A. And Scotty says, math, mental abuse to humans. Yeah, I kind of felt like that all through high school with math. Scotty says, oh, where is my hairbrush? Is a veggie song that'll get stuck in your head. That's some great stuff. Michael Taylor says, yes, the cartoon opening where the hand would come out of the ground. Great opening. Yes. The professor says, geez, Rod, the minnow found on an uncharted island quicker than this stream. I know. It seems lately everybody just wants to just keep going. I think everybody wants to see how long yours truly can go. But I'm sure my wife is upstairs going, anytime now, fella. We got things to do. So yeah, I'm just going to try and rush through the rest of the year. And then I got to wrap things up. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Rick Martel. Oh, Rick Martel. Yes. Rick Martel. Former AWA champ. Yes, okay. All right. I didn't remember them being a tag team. Well, they must have been a tag team. Was it in the AWA? I'm curious. Huh? Rick the Model. Yes. Rick the Model Martel. Like I said, Jason, later on, Rick became the model. Yes, sir. Scotty says the Star Blazers did not have toys in the U.S., but in Japan they did. I want them so bad, he says. I keep praying that Reaction or Super 7 will make the action figures in their O-ring line. Reaction. Yeah, I would pick up if I could find that. You know how Superpowers makes like I got the Superpowers Blue Beetle bug flying chip, and I think I got the Wonder Woman Invisible Jet. I thought I got it. Maybe I was just thinking about getting it. I don't know. But I mean that if they had something like that, you know, that was like a foot long, I'd get that because that was pretty cool. That was cool. There we go. See if I can fix that. So, all right. Because now I'm on my computer's camera. Because my other one, I don't know what is wrong with it. Whoops. So, Scotty says, Scotty says, I'm near Myrtle Beach, but on North Carolina. Okay, gotcha. He says, North Carolina side. We are a south-facing beach, Holden Beach. I make a video practically every day. Yeah, I've seen you on the beaches. Those videos that you make on the beach in the shorts. I usually will hit the like button on them. So yeah, pretty cool. We're about 20 minutes from the beach. It's pretty cool. You can be at a beach in the morning before the crowd gets there. It's really quiet and peaceful. It's really nice. Michael Taylor says, the little one in curls. Yes, there you go. That's right, Cindy. The little one in curls. Jason says, yep, probably his most famous run as a wrestler, Michael. Yes, sir. He had the world title, the AWA world title. Then I think he lost it to Stan Hansen. And then Stan Hansen, I guess, didn't feel he was getting the money he wanted, and they wanted the AWA title back, and he said, yeah, you can have it back. And he went outside, put it on the ground, ran over it. From what the story I heard was he drove over it with his truck several times and then sent it back to him, sent it back to Vern Gagne. Egghead, Scotty says, Egghead and Kingpin team up in The Brave and the Bald. I love it, Scotty. Geeky Puppet Show's Eric Breen, LOL. I started watching Gilligan's Island and finished the complete series before Rod got to my first comment. Sorry, GPS. I go as fast as I can. Eric Breen, he's laughing. Michael Taylor says, yeah, the Eraser is a villain that you'd expect to see in the 66 Batman show. Yes, sir. And GPS says, Mariah does miss everyone. She's going stir crazy without internet. She moves down to Florida in the first week of July. Oh, they're going to Florida. Oh, well, good for them. Good for them. I hope everything works out well for them. And can't wait to see her back. I hope everything's going well. So, thank you for that update, GPS. Appreciate that. Michael Taylor says, good, July is right around the corner. There you go. GPS says, Rod, is your pizza alarm going off? I heard it 3 times. Yeah, that's my phone down here. I think my wife wanted me to bring something up when I come upstairs. So, Geeky Puppet Show says, Rod, subtle way of ending a never-ending live stream. Fake a technical difficulty and blame it on being old. There you go. Why not? Jason says, blame the lateness on me, Rod. Maybe Tam will forgive me. She doesn't mind, really. She might give me a little tweak now and then, but she knows how much fun it is for me to do this, and it gets me out of her hair and not bugging her. Michael Taylor says, I think I saw a Backlund and Martel tag team in WWF days. It might have been a one-off thing or something. I don't think they were a regular team. It might have been like a one-off thing, like if they were going to face off against the Samoans or something like that, who had the belts. Something along those lines, maybe. Backlund. Backland, I think is what you mean, right? Yeah. Scotty says, I hope people are using my beach videos with their VR unit and getting away from their land loving, at least for a few minutes. Yeah, it's quite. I love the beach. I love the beach. Michael Taylor says, stupid autocorrect doesn't know how to spell Backland. Yes. I don't know how many times in text messaging people I put down, I really hate autocorrect. Mariah's move sounds good. Yeah. Scotty says, he's almost caught up. Quick, make more. Yeah, here we go. Quick, keep going. Yeah, look. Yeah, see? Look at that. Geeky Puppet says, type paragraphs for him to read. Michael Taylor says, they were a regular team. They had a long winning streak. I don't remember them as a tag team. I really don't remember them. If it was in the 70s, it's before I could record them. So I wouldn't have them on VHS. Because I didn't get to record until after 83. So, wow. You got me, Michael, because I cannot picture them. I cannot remember them as a tag team. I know for a long time Rick Martel teamed with Tony Garea. I remember that. Scotty says, who is autocorrect? Jason says, Backlund and Martel were a tag team for a while, Rod, but it was near the later and when he was Crazy Backlund. So that was in the 80s, right? And if it was in the 80s, that means I got that on VHS. Because I recorded every single wrestling show I ever watched in the 80s. So, but I didn't remember him in the 70s. Because Backlund didn't show up until like 77. Something like that. So, and I don't know if Martel was there then. He might have been, but late 80s, early 90s. Okay, yeah. So, okay. Yeah, all right. Now I got you. Yeah, so I got that on VHS. Yeah, somewhere. Somewhere amongst those 5,000 videotapes I have here. Rod, you're missing some great comics on Triple C. JLOA 131 I had when I was a kid. There you go. I'm telling you guys, he's been knocking it out of the park with some of the books that he's been selling on there. He's got some really good stuff. So you should get over there and get them. JOA, I have my Justice League. I got that run with the exception of number 1, 2, and number 5. That first run of Justice League. So, and I'll never own those books, chances are. So, wow, you guys are just filling up the chat again. Michael says, Rod, my bad, it was Garea. So it was Tony Garea. Okay, Tony Garea and Martel. Yeah, Tony Garea and Martel were, yes, I remember them. Because I remember Tony Garea. He was a tag team guy for a long time. He teamed with the Happy Hawaiian, Dean Ho, and then he teamed for a while with Larry Zbyszko. So, yeah. Jason, it was around the time of the Hart Foundation. Okay. Yeah, so that's later on. Yeah. Okay. Michael Taylor says, probably spelled his name wrong. If it's autocorrect, I understand. I can figure it out. So I'm with you. Scotty says, now you got him started on wrestling again. All right, I'm typing this so you can keep reading this ridiculous, long, pointless comment just to make this live stream go longer. Ain't I a stinker? No, you're fine, GPS. You are fine. Always great to have you with us, man. So you always add some levity, some more levity to it. So I appreciate it. But I think, oh, no, I thought I was caught up. Scotty says, Rod, you should do a WWE Wednesday live stream. It's tough because it's tough for me to do anything during the weeknight because, number one, I do watch a lot of wrestling, and I watch it, me and my daughter watch it. It's kind of like family time to sit and watch wrestling. So it's hard. And then usually after that, by the end of that, sometimes not even at the end, I'll be ready to just nod off and go to sleep. And she's got to go to work early, so she goes to bed about 10 o'clock or so. So, but it's hard to do. But I would do something if I was going to do something. It'd be like a Sunday afternoon type of thing, either Saturday or Sunday afternoon. So, Tony Garea and Martel, yes, Tony Garea and Rick Martel. I gotcha. I do remember them. Yes. GPS says thoughts on Mariah May being Blake Monroe. I don't mind the name. I guess a lot of people don't like it. I mean, Monroe is just a natural fit because of the blonde, and she kind of looks like her a little bit and whatnot. So I don't mind it. I would have thought they would have just gone with Mariah Monroe, double M. Why not? But hey, whatever. That Blake. There's a reason for Blake. I can't remember what it was. I heard it, but I can't remember who it pertains to. So, and Tony G and Martel, yeah, you're trying to outsmart autocorrect, right, Michael? Oh man! All right, well, I think that is it. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys all hanging around, man. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. I'm just so sorry for all the hassle at the beginning. If you missed all those, well, that's good. You missed out on what hopefully would be the worst part of the show. So, some people might say the worst part was the rest of the show where I got to talk. So, but anyway. All right. Well, next week, you know the deal. Next week, we will be off. CBM will be off because the Strawberry Festival. We'll be doing that, so I hope you guys have a great weekend next week. Pizza later. You got it. Bedtime for me in the AC on this hot summer day. There you go. Get a nap in. And Michael says, sorry for the flood of comments. No, man, don't be sorry. I don't mind it at all. I don't mind it at all. The fact that you guys want to stay here and talk to me means a lot to me. You know, and it means the same to Shannon, I'm sure. You know, like I said, you guys are the show. We enjoy the interaction. It's a whole lot of fun. I am one of us says technical difficulties are part of the show. For me, it seems like they're a regular part of the show. I ought to give it its own video entrance. You know, here we go. Stay tuned for technical difficulties now. You know, because, man, I'm telling you, the last couple weeks it's been really tough. But I think I'm going to solve it by just bringing down my new laptop and hanging up the old one. I think that's the way to go. So, but thank you for your understanding, everybody. So, let's see. All right, and Scotty says technical issues with Rod. Yes, there you go. Technical issues with Rod. GPS says, I'm getting all my questions in because you're really old like Eric Breen. Well, that's okay. With age comes a lot of stuff that's not a lot of fun, but go right ahead. Scotty says, new show. That's right. We're going to start a new show. Technical difficulties. Comics and more. So, all right. Well, thank you all once again for hanging out, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed the show and wanted to hang out more. It's so much fun. I really do. I do enjoy it. So, you guys are fantastic. But definitely get over to Triple C's place, man, and get some good comics. I'm telling you, you're missing out. So, get over there and get a front row seat. So, everybody take care. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Same bat time, same bat channel. And we will do it all again because my brother, Shannon, he will be here. And we will get it done once again. So, everybody take care. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Take care.